Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot and thank you for joining me. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, my Vibrant Soul tribe. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing our monthly, their thoughts and feelings for you, or what are their true feelings for you. And basically, if you just have a person on your mind or somebody that you're wondering about, and you either are curious or you're looking for some sort of clarity in regards to their true feelings for you or how they're currently feeling about you, then this is the reading for you. So if that sounds like something, let's go ahead and look at the piles so you can decide what pile you feel you are most drawn to, or if it's multiple piles, that's perfectly okay too. Pick as many as you need. It could be different for everybody, and just do what feels right to you. But today we have 4 piles, which I've been doing more of the 4 pile readings. They take me a little bit longer, but I've been liking them lately, and I feel like it gives you guys a little bit more to choose from, right? So we have these 4 piles, and we're going to start with pile number 1. Pile number 1 right here, we have this Tiger's Eye point here. And for the deck, we have the Black Cat Tarot for this one. So this is going to be the option for pile number 1. Moving along to pile number 2. We have this shungite here, which it's not the prettiest of crystals, I'll tell you that. Like, it's not flashy or nothing, but this has to be one of my top 3 all-time favorite crystals. This crystal packs a punch, okay? And I love it. But anyways, this is a shungite in the shape of a Merkaba here. And then for the deck, we are using the New Moon Tarot deck. So these are the options for pile number 2. I may go into a little bit of the properties here of shungite on pile number 2 if you're interested in that as well. Okay. So next one for pile number 3. We have this, it's just a piece of a quartz geode here, and it's shaped in a little heart. So this is for number 3. And for the tarot deck, we have this, I believe this is just a Rider-Waite tarot deck. Just your standard Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck with a pretty blue background. So these are the options here for pile number 3. And last but not least, for pile number 4, we have this labradorite little heart with wings on it, which this one has such a pretty flash. I hope it's doing justice on the camera. I can't see it, but that's the crystal here for pile 4. And the tarot deck here is, I believe this is the Low Scare. It's called the Low Scare Tarot deck. Here. Hold that a little closer. All right. So that is the option for pile number 4. Take your time if you need to in choosing a pile. Some people know right away. Some people like to sit on it a little bit, maybe meditate and choose and decide. Like I said before, if you're drawn to multiple piles, that's perfectly normal too. Just trust yourself, whatever feels right to you. When you do have your pile or piles selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience. There will be an additional message. It's the channeled song I post with the lyric YouTube video. Feel free to check that out if you would like. If you're wondering any of the names of the decks, the oracles, any of the things that we will be using in this reading today, I will post that in the description box as well for you guys. But other than that, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or you may be looking for some information, I don't post too much stuff beyond what I already kind of stated in the description box, but I do post frequently asked questions or things like that in the description box. So feel free to take a look and just skim it if you would like. That's totally up to you. But other than that, I cannot wait to see you guys at whatever pile or piles you choose and begin your reading. So I will see you there. Bye. Pile 1, if you chose the Tiger's Eye Point or the Black Cat Tarot, welcome in. You have found the right place. So today we are asking about the person on your mind, and we are asking what are their true feelings for you? And what do you need to know about them? And hopefully be getting as much information about that for you as we can. This reading is meant to offer you insights and clarity and all of that stuff into how this person is feeling, maybe even into the connection between you and them. And there's always mirroring, or there's always things we can see within ourselves. So maybe there's some things to learn about yourself as well too. But let's go ahead and see what is in store for you. All right. I feel like I need to focus and ground. It could just be because you guys are the first pile and I haven't done a reading in like a couple weeks, which sorry about that. I have other readings too. I have other readings in store for you guys too, so sorry to keep you guys waiting. But the only reason why I'm saying that is because it's Tiger's Eye is the crystal that you chose. And it's a very grounding stone. It's like for balance and strength and confidence and like all of those like earthly qualities. And I do feel like since I pressed play, that could be something indicative of the energy that we will be seeing in this reading. Like maybe this person needs a little confidence boost, or some like balance here, whether that's balance in their own emotions or balance in the relationship or whatever. You get what I'm saying? And I do feel like there is a reason why it is. Tiger's Eye is also really good for like mental, like grounding your thoughts and being able to like articulate it as well. And having the confidence to say what you need to say is what I'm hearing from this. Well, let's go ahead and see. So, Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 1's collective energy here and the collective messages for my Pile 1 in regards to the person on their mind. Show us this person's true feelings for them. May this reading offer Pile 1 insights, answers, clarity, or just messages that they're needing to know, see, and hear right now at the time that they're coming across this reading, Spirit, in regards to the person on their mind's true feelings for them. Thank you. So what are they, Spirit? What is this person's true feelings for my Pile 1s here? We have the 8 of Pentacles. Cat and mouse. Maybe some of you feel like you've been playing cat and mouse with each other. That's the first thing that came to mind. Interesting. A game of cat and mouse. Also, the fact that the cat is like has their eyes straight on the mouse, it could be. And there's other little mice behind this cat, but this cat is focused directly on this mouse here. And that could be them kind of really focused on you right now, or watching you, whether they're looking for answers, or this is the 8 of Pentacles. So some of you may even work together with this person. It is a general reading, so just throw out anything that's not for you. But they seem to have some sort of like attention on you. This could also be energetic attention too. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Wands. We have the Queen of Swords. Also coming out, do we want to take it? I like that these cards are tiny, so I actually have tons of room, so it's like, why not, right? So we have the Star. The zodiac sign of Aquarius could be significant, although it doesn't have to be. We will get more confirmation zodiac signs later down the line. Okay, so clarifying the 8 of Pentacles, Spirit. We have the 4 of Cups. Clarifying the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Cups and the Hierophant. This could also be the zodiac sign of Taurus being significant here as well. Clarifying the Four of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands. Clarifying the Queen of Swords, we have the Hermit. So we just have Virgo energy. Clarifying the Star card here. Uh-oh. We have the Five of Wands, and I have one that fell on the floor. In the Six of Pentacles. Oh, and they're featuring one of my hairs, but that doesn't belong there. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands. I can see why those messages from the Tiger's Eye were kind of coming through, because I feel like this person with the Eight of Pentacles, that first message of them like peering or like watching, I do feel like that is very valid here, but the fact that it's with the Four of Cups, I do feel like it almost seems like it looks like they're avoiding you, or it may look like they're ignoring you, or there could just be something that this person wants to do or say that they're still haven't fully faced yet. They haven't fully, whether it's mustered up that courage to do it. And I feel like the word coming here to mind, specifically with the Four of Cups, is satisfaction. And it's almost as if this person is viewing you at this time as either something a little bit out of reach, something they're not able to grasp fully right now, or something that they're not able to have. And it kind of feels like there's an energy here of, what would you call it, Spirit? Like, it's almost like they're feeling right now not fully satisfied. And I do feel like it's because they're not having what they want completely. And if I want to say that that's you, I was going to say if it's you, then there's something here within them that I feel like needs to change, that they're like starting to recognize. And we have the Hierophant and the Three of Cups with the Five of Pentacles. For some of you, it could quite literally be like an old lifestyle that needs to change, or an old mindset that needs to change, because there's something here about needing to commit fully and go all in, or at least really wanting to commit fully, wanting to go all in. The fact that we have the Five of Pentacles though with the Hierophant and the Three of Cups, this person, if you are not talking to this person, or like you guys are in a separation, or there's some sort of conflict right now, it feels like they're in this energy of like, I don't feel like I'll be able to, it sounds really deep, I'm almost like hesitant to say, and I feel like this person would be hesitant to say too, and I feel like this person would almost kind of struggle being this open and this vulnerable and this like brutally honest, not even brutally, I don't know why I said that, but like this blunt and honest, because it's almost like it's hard for it to come out, if that makes sense. And they're like, oh, I don't know if I should say that, and that could be like an ego thing as well too. We all kind of struggle with that at times in different ways, you know what I'm saying? But so the message with the Hierophant, the Three of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles is like they're struggling right now because they feel like this situation could have been like a once in a lifetime situation for them. We have the Hierophant, which can also, it could be marriage, but it's fully commitment, right? It's fully committed, along with the Three of Cups. Those are kind of dual energies, right? But I feel like what's coming through really strongly is this person's like, I don't think I'll be able to find what I found in you in any other connection. Like they're like, I, could date around, or there could be other people, but there's still this lingering feeling of you're the one that I want, but I'm not sure if I've truly faced that, if I have truly accepted that, because that could come with fears, feelings of loss, feeling deprived, that sort of thing. Another thing with the Four of Wands and the Seven of Wands, speaking of, I think I said something like they feel like it's just out of reach. There's like the cat reaching for the little cat toy with the Seven of Wands. And I do feel like with the Four of Wands, this imagery and this beautiful connection, they're like kissing the cheek and they have the Four of Wands. You know, you're like at home, you're comfy, you guys are together and things like that. And I feel like that's something that they're wanting here with you. And the Seven of Wands is either them standing up for it and going for it, like putting your foot down and saying like, this is what I want, this is what I need, like I want commitment, I want this, I want, you know, a relationship with you, blah blah blah. But I am also feeling with the Seven of Wands, they have a lot of resistance, and I'm hearing again that this is ego. There could also be a lot of distractions around this person too, which make it easy for them to kind of escape at times. But even here with the Star, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles, I still feel like this person wants to have faith that whatever has come between you and them, or if there's any sort of conflict or any issues, whether this be now, the past, or from forward on, that they would like them to be resolved, healed, worked through. The Star can also be about rejuvenation, so bringing like a fresh rejuvenation, rejuvenal, is that a word? You know what I mean, energy into this. But right now, the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck too really indicates to me that this is something that's very heavy. Like, it's not something that they take lightly. It's weighing very heavy on them. Sometimes this person, when it comes to this connection, it could be due to their feelings. They feel quite overwhelmed. They may also be in a situation or like a period in their life where they feel as though they have a lot on their plate already. And I feel like all they want right now from this situation seems to be some sort of conflict resolution. But they're also understanding that it's going to require them to come out of their shell, to speak from the heart, truthfully, honestly, put the guns down, so to speak, put the weapons down, and address any issues, and be able to take criticism from you as well. And maybe in the heat of the moment, this person struggles with things like that as well. But when they get a little time to think, they're able to see it differently. When they get a little space, you know. And with the Queen of Swords and the Hermit, that could be exactly what this person's kind of doing right now. The Hermit is all about, you know, finding the inner truth, the inner answers. And I just love the cat. I love cats, so I love the cat deck because it's like the cat in the box. And so they feel maybe like a little isolated right now. They may be spending some time on their own or by themselves just to kind of think and understand. The Queen of Swords here, though, depending on your situation, like I said, if there was conflict and stuff like that, they may almost be feeling like a little ostracized from the situation. They're very sensitive towards it. They may be feeling a little shunned by you at this time, even if that's something that you feel is necessary. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong or what you should do or shouldn't do. We're just talking about how this person feels. And I'm hearing from Spirit that that could actually be like something that happens quite easily to this person. Like if you have to put your foot down, or if you have to say how you feel, or, you know, you kind of say, hey, I didn't like that, or anything like that, that is kind of like making them take a look at themselves. Their first initial reaction may be like, ouch, or like defensive and stuff like that. But like I said, when they get a little time, or like when it kind of sits or they marinate with it, they're able to see this. And I like how this star is directly looking at the Queen of Swords right here. And then it's almost like piercing all the way through. So this makes me feel like there's reflection as well. And the first message with the Eight of Pentacles, with the Four of Cups too, that I don't think I said, was they look at you and they look at this situation as something that is worth that's worth investing energy in. This is something that, you know, they want something long term. They feel like it is going to take work, but they're also not naive to the fact that relationships do take work, and that's just a normal thing, you know. But they're also, I just heard for some of you, they're also like in a petty energy right now. What was your channeled song? I don't know what it was. I can't remember, but I think your channeled song might hold some significance. Oh, okay. Thank you for bringing it back. So your channeled song was like a very like funny, like lighthearted song, but it's called Who's Your Daddy? And it basically talks about like when the time comes, like you're going to come back to me. When the time comes, like, yeah, you're going to go out and do your thing. But you know, you're still gonna come back to me because like it says like who's your daddy, because it's like an old country song, and it's like, you know, who's your daddy, who's your baby, who's your buddy, who's your man. And like I do think that with the star energy and the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Hierophant, and all that too, that could also be like how they're feeling about you, but like what they're wanting from the situation too. They're like, or like that hopeful or wishful thinking of like, yeah, like even if stuff happens and blah blah blah, like I just, you know, you just come back to me when you're ready. Come home when you want to. Like those things are definitely coming through, and I feel like that is the reason why I just randomly started like wondering, what's your channel song? I could definitely see that as well too. I'm coming through here. Spirit, do we have any other messages we want to convey? Oh, the Six of Pentacles with the Five of Wands. I feel like with this star energy, like we were talking about, like the having the faith and like the hope and stuff like that, and it's also this cat like kind of dangling this mouse in front of this other cat. This feels like I'm getting multiple messages now that I'm like holding this card and like and channeling. So this feels like there are things that this person is like wanting to say to you. With the Six of Pentacles, I feel like there has been a little bit of reflection of how this person plays a part in your reactions and how things turn out. But I do think they're kind of still in this energy of like, well, if you didn't do this, or if you didn't say this, then this wouldn't have happened and stuff like that. And I do think that they feel like they have a good point at sometimes, you know, in their head, which I don't know everything about the situation, but you know, from perspective, like thinking, like everyone has their own perspective and blah blah blah, and so in their eyes they probably do, and so do you. But it kind of feels like they want to be kinder, they want to be sweeter, they want to be more generous. And with the Five of Wands, it's like also there's something that you do to them that triggers them. But at the same time, they're like, if you just show me some signs, if you just maybe like dangle that little mouse in front of me or dangle that thing, they're like literally like, I'll melt. Like I'll be like putty in your hands too. And they're aware with the Six of Pentacles of like, you got to give a little to get a little and stuff. But I'm thinking like they're definitely wanting a little from you just to spark that like fire of like, okay, it's on, you know what I'm saying? And this could be like that glimpse of hope. This could be like just something that opens the door a little wider. Yeah, that sort of thing. And I think they're hoping for it. All right. I got 2 different oracles. Sorry if you guys are sick of this one. I think I've literally used it in like every reading for like the past couple months. But you know what? I just like it. And it is very like straight to the point. I was thinking this card was going to come out. The Passion card. Like right when I grabbed it. You don't have to believe me though. It's okay. But I was like, oh, there it is. Spirit, how is this person currently feeling? Frustration. I can sense some frustration coming from this too. And it feels like sometimes I don't think that this person realizes how easy things could be changed by their reaction. It's kind of like that 99% of the way life goes kind of just is by not what happens to us, but how we react. And I feel like this person is like so close to realizing this though. Like I feel like it's like so close, but like not quite there too, of like if you were to just put your best foot forward, if you were to just say the thing that's on your heart, if you were to just maybe stop resisting or move through those fears, or you know, that sort of thing, you would find, or this person would find, in fact, that it may not be as hard as it has to be. Or you'll have your answer, you know what I'm saying? But like, words that aren't said aren't meant for you to always have to second guess, right? And I just feel something in my bones that this person may make things unintentionally just a lot harder for themselves. But it could also be because what they have to do is hard for them too, you know what I'm saying? And so that seems frustrating. Like I was literally like, that's frustrating. And so we have the frustration. Spirit, tell us more about how this person is currently feeling. Strength. Oh, bottom of the deck, we have rejection. We also have lots of orange. We have lots of red. That root chakra. And we were talking about strength. And this is a great crystal for like your bottom 3 chakras. Here too. And look, we have yellow. Oh, anxiety. And those are the physical chakras, you know. And so with the strength, the rejection and the frustration, I do feel like the strength is coming from a need to do what this person feels is right for this situation. Act on it. Don't avoid the hard stuff anymore. Don't wait for the universe to answer the question for you. Say how you feel and do what you say. Let's get one more and then we're going to get that other deck here too. Spirit, how is this person currently feeling about my pile 1s here? What can you tell us? Oh, we have comfort in reverse. Time to get out that comfort zone. And I think that there's, bottom of the deck, we have ghost too. Which, due to everything we've kind of seen with the strength here and stepping out of that comfort zone with you, pushing forward, being vulnerable, saying the things, fixing the problems, being humble, like all of these things are coming to mind with this, right? Putting in the work, putting in the effort, because it feels like regardless, there's something lingering here with the ghost. Like even if you and this person aren't physically together, like the ghost of you type energy. And this could also represent ghosts from our past too. Maybe the reason why we do the things that we do. These are those ghosts that unintentionally, well, for us, unintentionally, like not the subconscious, but for us, unintentionally control our actions, dictate that. Like we don't, some people don't even realize, and I was going to say we sometimes until we realize it, how much of our past is already like pre-written due to our subconscious patterns and things like that. And I feel like with the strength and the getting out of your comfort zone, that is big energy of breaking patterns. That is big energy of doing something differently, not avoiding, not doing what you're always used to, or staying comfortable in this situation, even though it's going to cause you discomfort in another situation, you know? And so it does take strength. And to face these things. Oh, right as I cut this deck, which I gotta flip it upside down because it's upside down. Right when I cut this deck, we have the trapped in fear, and then we have the spiritual strength. And the spiritual strength is coming through to say that this person's spirit team, their higher self, or spirit, whatever you want to call it, you know, is here saying that this is something that is important for this person to work through. It usually means that they are trying here to support this person. And what I like about the trapped in fear, it is the Eight of Swords, but this person is looking down and they're feeling quite stuck or maybe even helpless. That's like that Eight of Swords energy. But right above here is the light. And with spirit kind of coming through with the spiritual strength, can't say it now, makes me really feel like this, what this person is doing in this energy is only temporary for them right now. And there's a good chance that they may not succumb to it fully. Okay, how is this person feeling, spirit? Woo, they're thinking about choices. I like the way that kind of flew out. Choose wisely. I do feel like with the choose wisely and the message that we just kind of went through, there could be some hesitation right now when it comes to the choice, but they could be deeply thinking about this. Like I said, I do feel like this person doesn't take this situation or you lightly whatsoever, and there may be over contemplation or over analyzing to this, and I feel like they're wondering what's the best choice for them to make in regards to you, in regards to this situation, because to say it bluntly, they really don't want to fuck it up. And I think that they may think about too hard or too harshly about what the right choice is, rather than just following what they want to do. And that creates the hesitation, that creates the overthinking, and that creates the trapped in fear, Eight of Swords type of energy, where now our thoughts have gotten too much and now we're more confused than when we started. And I'm hearing it's just a process. It's a process right now for this person. But I think that they're recognizing that choices do come with consequences when it comes to you and when it comes to this situation. And not doing anything is also a choice as well. One more card for this deck before we move on to the channeled messages. Intuition. And you know what's crazy is I was hearing a lyric from a song that goes, when I was literally saying, like, I almost quoted it verbatim, but like I was hearing overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind, withering the intuition. And it's so crazy how that was coming out, and then intuition came there too. So right now this person is kind of like, I think they're kind of stuck in between overthinking versus intuition. Intuition is always there, right? But when we over hesitate or sometimes we overthink, we can lose sight of that, or we can feel like we're missing opportunities and things like that. So I feel like one of the things with the mental energy and this crystal is coming back to a balance, coming back to a grounded, calm balance, taking a deep breath, and then going forth from there, you know, if that makes sense. Like that's like something that's, I feel like it's kind of needed from this energy. Bottom of the deck here, we have suffering and silence, which I believe, no, it's not correlated to the Hermit, but maybe that's like how this person was with the Hermit here. They're kind of suffering in silence when it comes to this. They're kind of keeping these things to themselves. But again, we have the sunrise, sun coming up here too, and this person is actually looking at it. So the trapped in fear versus the suffering in silence was like, okay, maybe this is coming to an end. Maybe it's time to take some sort of action. We have emotional loss, disruption, obstacles, geez. And then eventually we have that triumph and success, which is literally like a hand coming out of the grave. I know it's upside down, but hopefully you can get the gist of it. But also the suffering in silence could be like this person isn't really saying it. They're not saying how they feel. They're not communicating this. They may not even be communicating this with anyone at this time, you know, and that's kind of like something that they're holding in within, which can cause it to be stronger. It can cause it to like fester a bit. Spirit, what is the truth of this person's feelings here for pile 1? You're so familiar to me, as if we've known each other for a long time. You can see right through me and I hate it. Let's run away and elope together. This one comes this one comes out a lot, but this could also be like this person running away, you know, but of course when you think of like running away and eloping together, it's just like forgetting all your problems, forgetting everything, and just going and doing what it is that you feel you want to do, right? And making that commitment. But that's going to need to dissolve any issues that this person is having, or any past issues or conflicts between you and them. I also think that this person wonders if you're as attracted to them as either you used to be, or as you once, no, that's the same thing, you once were, or just anymore, if you're as attracted to them or into them. We have, I think about us growing old together, and then we have the last one from this deck is I'm obsessed with my career. This could be like this could just mean that this person right now, like they do have priorities, or they're really focused on their money, or focused on building this. The 5 of Pentacles can also be too, like they may be going through financial problems, or they're just in a really tough place right now where they need to save money and things like that, and that could also be affecting them. We did also kind of get that message too, that this person could be kind of going through stuff in life right now, or they kind of would have a lot on their plate. So with the I think about us growing old together, I do think that this person, that's future energy, right? So that's like them thinking about it and stuff like that. But I'm obsessed with my career can also just be like, I do feel, as I'm saying this, I do feel like this person right now can be very easily overwhelmed due to other responsibilities and other things that they may have going on. Bottom of the deck, we have winter. Winter can also be a period of rest, but it can also represent like our harsh, the dark nights of the soul. We have the 5 of Pentacles. That's kind of like that left out in the cold energy here too. So with all of these and all of these messages, it kind of feels like right now this person just may be struggling a little bit. They're kind of going through a tough time, and this situation could deeply be affecting that as well. Excuse me. Spirit, how does this person truly feel? I thought you'd never walk away. How do they feel about pile 1 here, Spirit? You drive me crazy. I just want to hear your voice again. If you never want to talk to me again, I'll understand. I regret so many things. And let's get one more. Ooh, my ears are ringing right now. Let's get one more, Spirit. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. We'll just pull it. Oh. Oh. Doesn't want to listen. I still want to pull one though. Okay. The one I pulled is I want to have your babies. And these are a lot of channel messages here too, I know. So just take what you feel like it resonates for you. and your situation. Like if this person is like, if like you and this person maybe talked about before, like I don't want to have kids and stuff like that, then I probably would assume this not literal. I would assume either it's not for you or that they're really attracted to you, because sometimes when you hear the phrase I want to have your babies, it usually means that they want to get physically intimate. We have please have patience with me, and I don't know how I feel. I was getting an energy here too of like this person with this I don't know how you feel. Like earlier on I was getting an energy of like them really needing to sit down and address how are they feeling and face these things. I do feel like this person feels very intensely, and they may have just been used to pushing their feelings to the side, or not fully facing them, but still kind of like feeling that energy. Like does anyone relate to like, okay, if you're like avoiding a feeling, it's just like this lingering like ghost energy like we were talking about, and then when you face it, it kind of goes away. Sometimes you feel it like in your chest, like whether it's anxiety or fear, anything like that, and like it's just like kind of something that's like always there, but it's a little like it's a lot quieter. And you know that if you were to like face this, or like whatever the thought is, or whatever the situation is, or the circumstance, you know, you're very scared, it's going to be overwhelming, but once you do, you're able to receive more clarity, more grounding, and it just feels lighter. Does anyone ever relate to that? I know I do. I do feel like that's kind of like something that's happening right now with this person, though. It's almost too like another example of that is like if you say you got like some information, like you got like a bill like sent to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have the money to pay for this right now, and blah blah blah, and you're like, I can't deal with it, but I know it's there, and I'll try, and blah blah blah. And then if you like, you're just going around the rest of the day like feeling this like almost like this cloud over you, or like I said, feeling it in your chest, that anxiety or whatever, and then you kind of just sit down and you were to say like, holy shit, I'm stressed, and you just recognize it, like you just put like, you know, the feeling to like what it is, and then all of a sudden you kind of feel like it lighten up a lot, it starts to dissipate because you just brought attention to it. That in that sense, I do feel like this person does that with this situation, and it makes sense on why the ghost is here. And if they were to just sit down, but they're scared that with everything happening, they're gonna have to deal or feel, whether that's just the acceptance or it's just a lot of stuff that they don't want to, and they may not even know that that's the answer to relieving this, and also being able to get into a better space to where you can feel more strong, you can feel more balanced, and you can decide and go from there. I hope that makes sense to you guys about this, but that's something that I was feeling. It was almost like lingering with me during this reading too. So let's go ahead and take a look now. So that is how they are currently feeling. I do feel like this leaves it open, which also kind of makes me think too that there's something unfinished here between you and them. I do feel like there's supposed to be a next phase or a next chapter, depending on your guys' situation, of course. But it feels like with this, it's almost like the energy of like leaving the door open, or like there's something that's not done, or something. You get it. So on that note, we're gonna go to the next part. So we're gonna just get some more zodiac confirmation for you guys, some initials, and then we're gonna end on a little message for you. So feel free to stick around for that too if you like. So the first zodiac sign we have coming through is Aries. Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs here for my pile one? We have Cancer, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Spirit, what are some significant initials here for my pile ones? Do I want to grab like a little? I was like, I think that's enough, but then I kind of felt full to just grab a couple more. Okay, let's see what those ones are. So we have a W, an N, Oh, I know, we have an I. We have an I, so we can spell the word win. We have an X. We have a J. We have a G. Oh, we have 2 G's. Always makes me think of like the nickname like Gigi. We have a Q. A U. Oh, we can spell the word quiz too, because you have a Z, so Q-U-I-Z. Oh, we can also spell quit, Q-U-I-T, and quiet as well with an E. So we have an R, a T, and a V. TV. Or we have get. So WINXJGGETVQUZ and another T. Oh, an R. Those are the initials. Let me know if you guys see any like acronyms or any names or words that you feel could be significant as well. For some reason, Jet's coming to mind right here. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you can leave them in the comments too. It doesn't have to be like any spoilers or anything like that, but you can be like, hey, pile one, these are some words that may be significant, and then list them too. You never know, someone might enjoy that, but you don't have to if you don't want to. All right, so now we're gonna go on to get a message for you. Spirit, what does my pile one need to hear most right now in regards to this situation, in regards to these messages, in regards to this person, their love life? What is it? Ooh, be free and do what you want with the number 42. We have the spiral here as well too, which the spiral is always very significant for me in my spiritual journey, and I feel like a lot of people as well. I feel like the spiral shows, it shows the unfolding path, but it also shows how things can come back around and how we can be different when that happens. Like, let me show you. And I do feel like this is also about your healing and like how far you've grown as well. So like, say we're on our healing journey, right? And this is the beginning of the spiral and it keeps going and going and going. So say something really traumatic or something happens to you right here, right? And then you're going and then you come back around. You're so close again, and it feels like you haven't grown. It feels like nothing's changed. And then, you know, you come back around, you get a little further, until you're so far away from that thing that you feel like you've healed and you've grown and you've developed. And I feel like this message is coming through to say that you are on your own journey and things like that, and your process is yours alone. But look how far you've grown, look how much you've come, from maybe like things that, whether it's things that happened in childhood or just things that you've like really, maybe even if you just think back to things at one point in your life you thought were going to freaking destroy you, you know, and it's like you're still here and you're still standing and you're able to create your own happiness and you're able to create anything that you really want, right? With this be free and do what you love. And this is also, I feel like, a message too about us taking control of our lives. If there's something that you would like to do, then do it. If there's something that you would like to say it. Again, like kind of you're seeing like this person do that as well. If that is mirroring, sometimes we put too much importance on what is right and what is wrong, and we put our trust too much into making the right choice and doing these things, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Spirit's like, you have the freedom to choose whatever it is that you want to do, and we'll back you, you know, 100%, whatever it is. Even if you choose to, sometimes we put ourselves in situations that aren't the best for us, you know. Spirit's like, well, there's a lesson there, and there are no mistakes, there are only lessons. So because you did that, you know, Spirit's like, I know that you will probably choose better for yourself the next time, and that's how you grow and that's how you learn. And you can make a choice and it works out in your favor and you're like so surprised. There's also a lesson in that as well too, you know, it's okay to trust yourself. And even through the experiences that we don't necessarily enjoy, there's still an immense importance to that, right? And from like the higher like spirit perspective, it's not so much of like right and wrong. It's just what happens, what is done, you know, is done. And your choices now can either stay in that same, you know, like stay in that same vicinity of things, or you can choose something else. Because you have a lot more control than, you know, what it seems. And I'm probably trailing off or stuff like that. But I do want to say that Spirit is saying that there's a lot that's in your hands. And we have the match here and stuff like that, which is like our fire, our best candle, sorry. Or our light, our guiding light, our passion, all of those things. And we have these rainbows shooting out from the hands, can represent our ability to create. And the spiral also represents too, like the creation and destiny and things like that. And moving beyond sometimes limitations, pushing beyond the limits and just going where we feel we are guided. And that may sound very vague, very woo-woo and things like that, but ask yourself those questions on what does that feel like for you? What it is that what do you want to do? You know, I think sometimes we spend a lot of time thinking about what other people are going to do and how other people feel. Don't get me wrong, those are my favorite types of readings. As you can see, I do one once a month. I used to do them like a couple times a month when I was posting a lot more, which I am going to start posting more. Okay. But like, you get what I'm saying, right? But it's a good reminder to say, well, what do I want? What do I want from this? Or what do I want to do? And take control if you feel like you need to. This could also be about other areas of your life as well too, like creating things, stepping up and doing something differently in another area of your life too, because I wouldn't be surprised, like a lot of the times the messages are kind of, they can integrate, you know, and sometimes when we're faced with one lesson or one thing in our life, we can see how that actually can be connected to other things in our life. And when we like switch and shift our perspective or shift our actions, we can also see how that bleeds into other parts of our lives. Like an example would be like working out. Like if you're somebody who wants to get up every morning or just whenever you want to, right, and work out, some people don't even realize how, like, and this is just one example, it could be anything, right? But some people don't realize how like doing that creates almost like a spiral effect or an outward effect of other things. Like when you start doing it, you start building discipline, you'll start building more confidence, you'll start going after other things, you'll start feeling better, so you'll start making different choices. You know what I'm saying? Like you working out every morning can affect your job or your money life and things like that, just by those little choices and stuff. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you have the power to choose whatever it is that you want to choose. You also have the power to recognize if something isn't for you too, and choose something else. That's still choosing, you know? Even if you can't manipulate the situation to work in your favor all the time, you can choose something different, which is probably going to be whatever it is you're seeking, or something, another experience. You get what I'm saying? And that can just be, again, choosing yourself at the same time. But we're gonna read what it says for you in the guidebook, because I love these little messages in here. So be free, do what you love. Why do we fear doing what we want? Maybe it's too many good intentions from the people around us trying to guide us towards being good and right. It can feel like you're living in skin that is not yours. Oh, sorry, I'm going to pause it right there. But that's another thing too with the right choices. It's like, what's good, what's right, what's this, what's that, you know, what we feel like we should do. Well, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, pile one, what do you want to do? Okay, like you're pretending your whole life. If you could do anything with your time, what would you do? 100 years seems like a long time, but if you think about all the things that you could do, if you could do anything you want, it's not that long. Maybe now is a good time to start doing what you love as much as you can. The more energy you dedicate into what you love, the more opportunities to do what you love will grow. When you find what you love, everything else just feels false. And sometimes we don't even realize how deeply embedded like other people's like expectations of us are. Like it could be like our parents, it could be like our friends, where we grew up and things like that. And if you're somebody who's definitely gone through a lot of changes within yourself, that's something that you'll eventually have to face. Well, this is what I once wanted, or this is who I once was or thought I was, and now I'm this person, and now I have to, you know, stand firm in my truth. Especially if they're very drastic changes. Like an example would be like you grew up in a certain neighborhood where, you know, people thought it was okay to do certain things, and you've kind of grown and healed from that, and you've recognized, well, that's not what you want. Well, if you ever run into those people again, you know, you're gonna have to stand firm and be like, I don't do that anymore. I don't do those things anymore. Like, or if you've like gotten clean, you know, from like drug use and things, I don't do those sort of things anymore. And sometimes there's a grieving process with that too. And also, you know, when it comes to just like a love situation as well, like what do you want from this? And are you gonna fear going through and addressing it, or are you gonna let it just be what it is? Are you gonna wait for this person? But Spirit's like, what the hell do you want? What is that from? What do you want? Oh, The Notebook. It's not that simple. What do you want? That sort of thing. But I'll leave you with that too. Like, you don't have to have an answer right now. You don't have to do anything right now. But it's if you were to just simply ask yourself what it is that you want, see what comes to mind, or get a pen and paper and write it down. You can compare it to what you're getting from this situation. You can compare it. You can look into what actions you can take too. Well, this is what I want. What can I do about it? What can I do to get there? You know what I'm saying? And if there's nothing, then, you know, maybe you gotta do what you gotta do in that sense. If there are things, you can do them. If it's all on this person, well, you know, you're shit out of luck. Do you want that to be the case? Do you want something different? How do you want to be treated? All of these things, right? Just ask yourself these questions. Don't be, that's like one of the easiest ways to go within. People are like, I don't know how to go within. And because it does seem like very like ominous and like, you know, kind of hard, or it's like, where do I even begin? Start asking questions. Why do I do that? Why did I feel that way? Why did I react that way? What do I want? Why is my life reflecting this when this is what I want? You know, and these are all the things. It's the universe. I hate when I'm channeling because it comes out all jumbled. The universe loves a curious mind because the universe has lots of answers, if you know what I'm saying. But okay, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much for staying with me. Actually, are we still recording? Dude, I'd be so pissed if we weren't. But thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you to those who support the channel. Thank you to those who give the videos likes. That does so much. Or the hypes. Still not fully understanding how that works. I think that's like a new thing, but thank you to those who do that. I appreciate you. Thank you to those who comment, share your love, share your story, share your experience, share your knowledge, share your wisdom, share your support, all of it. Okay, thank you so much. And when I say all of it, hey, you know, sometimes even the haters, thank you too. Which thankfully I don't really get much of those, at least not anymore, and I'm really grateful for that. But sometimes, you know, we have to understand that even people that feel like they don't want to be here, or that this sucks and they don't like it, there's still a reason that they're here, you know? You never know. And also comments and likes and interaction support, so it still works out too. So thank you for all of it. That's it though. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next reading. If you aren't subscribed and you want to subscribe and be part of the Vibrant Soul Tribe, go ahead and do that now. Or you may never see me again, but if you don't, that's okay. Speaking of never see me again, you just might. I may pop up on your timeline when you need another random reading. So either way, I hope just to see you guys there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the New Moon Tarot or the Shungite Merkaba or Merkaba, I'm not actually sure. Maybe both work. But either way, you have found the right place. Now, I talked a little bit about in the intro how this is one of my favorite stones of all time. Like I said, it's not super flashy, or it's not one of like the prettiest ones, but it's one of the strongest ones to me in my experience, and the way that it just feels, like holding it in your hand, it just feels very powerful, very good. So it's used a lot for like spiritual cleansing and protection. It's also like mostly carbon too, so if it's not tumbled or coated, it will kind of leave like a little residue, and it's a lot softer. But I feel like it's used in a lot of spiritual practices as well. There's also physical things it can do. Like it neutralizes, what is the EMF, like the electronic magnetic field. Sorry, I'm like, my brain's going completely blank, of course, when it matters. But it does that. Like you can put it like close to you if you have like a lot of electronics around. It's good for like clearing away like the negative effects of like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and things like that, like a lot of those unseen things. And just like that, I feel like it's parallel to like the unseen spiritual energies as well. Some people use it too. It like purifies water, it clears negative energy, it provides emotional balance and stress relief, and definitely like spiritual detoxification, specifically like to clear dysfunctional patterns, energetic blockages. It can also like bring up negative emotions to the surface for release. I believe it's related specifically to the root chakra because of like that calming, like grounding effect that it kind of has too. But it can also be used to open up your higher chakras during like meditation, while also keeping you very centered at the same time. And I think that that's a really important thing as well, because when you open up those higher chakras, sometimes you can feel very, very off balance. So it kind of keeps you rooted at the same time while helping you with that too. And it's also, like I said, it's a very protective stone here too. So it's one of my favorites. It's one of the strongest ones that, like I said, I feel energetically. We're all kind of different when it comes to that though. Some people are more sensitive to different energies and things like that. But I remember like the first time holding like just a raw clump of shungite. It kind of looks like coal almost, just not as dark. But, and I just remember being like, whoa, like I feel this. And like ever since then, it's been like one of my favorite stones here too. So yeah, just a little information on that. If you feel like getting it, I would say get it. If you feel like those things, those qualities would be good for you, you can. If you feel very drawn to it, you can also get it like tumbled and polished. And when it is tumbled and polished, I feel like it almost looks a little bit more like hematite, where it's kind of got that like shininess to it. But raw is good too. But like I said, it is like soft, and sometimes it'll leave like that coal residue. Like honestly, I don't think you can see it, but underneath you can see like these little marks all over the table from this. But I just wipe them off. It's no biggie. Like everywhere it goes, actually. I don't know if you guys see it on, if you guys can see it on camera, but so yeah. Also, this can be very like indicative to the reading as well too, like all those things that we talked about. So anyways, back to business. I hope you guys are doing well, my pile twos. Let's go ahead and get into it. Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my pile two's collective energy and the collective messages here for pile two in regards to the person on their mind and how this person truly feels about them. May this reading offer them clarity, insights, answers, anything that they're really needing to know as well about how the person on their mind feels about them. Thank you, Spirit. So let's take a look at the cards. How does this person feel about pile two, Spirit? What are their true feelings right now when it comes to pile two? We have the King of Swords popping out. We have the Ten of Cups. And we also have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles came out in reverse right now. And the thing I heard with that is distractions. If this person definitely has you on their mind, it may be quite distracting them from maybe their like responsibilities or their work or things like that. That's an interesting one. How does this person feel, Spirit, about pile two? Geez, we have the Devil. Okay, the Devil can also represent obsession. and things like that too. And so I feel like that's almost like a little piggyback or connected to that message about distractions. You could definitely be on this person's mind heavily. They could feel very attached to you. And sometimes the devil it can be a little toxic sometimes too, or it can be like too much of something good, like those pleasures that we have as well. But we're going to get the clarifiers and we're going to read a lot deeper here. So clarify this King of Swords for me. Spirit, why is this King of Swords here? Clarify this. Oh, that's too much. We'll take the top one though. We have the Knight of Cups coming at the top. We also have the Four of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and Temperance. And that tells a little story. We may come back to that. Clarify the Ten of Cups here. Why is the Ten of Cups here? We have the Six of Wands. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups. And clarifying the Devil card here. Oh, we have the Six of Swords. Yeah. You know what's funny? So we were just talking about the Devil card being like this person feeling very attached. Sometimes it can even describe us like when we feel very stuck on a situation or in a situation. And with the Six of Swords, that represents moving away from it, right? Or kind of getting out of a situation or moving forward. And these two cards coming together, clarifying, makes me feel like this person feels like they can't, feels like they'll never be able to get over this, at least with the energy right now. I'm not saying that's true, but like they feel still so stuck. Like there's no movement when it comes to whether that's not thinking about this situation or that's not their feelings for you. It just seems very intense as well. But the reason why I'm saying that is because your channeled song was literally Linger by the Cranberries. And so like that lingering energy, or like where it says, do you have to let it linger? There's like unanswered questions, there's uncertainties, and it just talks about like them feeling very, like still very stuck. I think that it goes, you have me wrapped around your finger, but do you have to let it linger? And I feel like that is very, very much like reflecting of this Devil and this Six of Swords energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man, which can also represent feeling a little stuck, tied. What do we have underneath that? The Nine of Cups. Wow. One thing about this person and their feelings, though, is that you, in their eyes, have the potential, or do, just make them really happy and really fulfilled, like this relationship and just you in general. The Ten of Cups with the Six of Wands. If this situation worked out, I would get everything that I freaking wanted. So it makes me feel like, again, this person really wants you. They want this situation to work. The Ten of Cups can be like future energy. It can also represent families, but most importantly, it represents full fulfillment. We have the Nine of Cups underneath, which can represent our personal happiness. The Nine of Cups is a single number, right? The 9 is the Hermit, and it represents what makes us feel happy, what makes us feel good. The Hanged Man on top of this card can represent a shift in a perspective, so to speak. So like maybe it's just not about me anymore. Maybe if I want this relationship to work with pile 2, it has to be a we energy. And that brings in the Ten of Cups, where it's like everything or everyone is fulfilled, everyone is happy. In the Rider Waite, it's depicted as like a happy family with a rainbow and things like that. And I feel like you are this person's dream, and so to speak. Or like when they picture the future here, they picture it successful with the Six of Wands, it working out in their favor, and that's what they feel they truly want. I do think with the King of Swords and the Knight of Cups, this person has a tendency to kind of overthink and overanalyze their own feelings. There may be something, or like a very important decision to them at least, that they feel like they want to make about addressing their feelings. The Knight of Cups is our emotions, and it can be like expressing them and like moving through them. And the King of Swords sometimes can come out with that, with this dual energy, as seemingly a little bit detached from that. but I don't think that this person is feeling detached from that whatsoever. It could just be the way that they express themselves or the way that they express their feelings. There could be like this hold on this person, whether it's like not being too vulnerable, or it's just something that doesn't come naturally or easy to them about being fully open and just letting it flow, letting it like saying everything, feeling everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of feels like that's something that this person is not quite used to. So they come in this King of Swords energy where they're kind of thinking, and it's all about the mind, not necessarily the heart. And I think this situation, it really is starting to change that for this person, or it's starting to integrate that a little bit, or they're realizing, hey, like, I need to show more love, I need to express myself more, I need to say how I feel and stuff. But I'm picking up on this King of Swords is almost like a guarded energy here. Like I said, it may not be quite easy for this person. Now, like I said before too, I am picking up still like distractions from work, distractions from responsibility with the Seven of Cups and this Eight of Pentacles. This Eight of Pentacles is like, I got things to do, I got things to get done, I got to put in work. It could also be about putting work into this connection as well. They may recognize that this is something that is going to take effort and that they're going to need to put effort in, which in hindsight, I mean, that's a relationship in general. Like, if you're not putting work in one and the other person is, it's going to be off balance, right? Or it's not going to work, and vice versa. So the Seven of Cups though is such a dreamy kind of fantasy energy sometimes, and you're thinking about what it's going to be, what choices, what do I have to do? And I think that that's telling too how they're feeling right now about this situation. Sometimes it can be like illusions and us being confused. But I think, like, I do think that you show up for this person as almost like a distraction, almost like an indulgence. I want to forget about all my issues or all my responsibilities, and I just want to think about pile two, or I just want to be with pile two, or I just want to discuss pile two. And I feel like the reason why the Devil came out right after that too was I was like, oh yeah, this person is still very much like, or is very much like, I feel like I want to say obsessed, but I want to say it lightly. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, they're obsessed, like it's like You. Have you ever seen the show You? Or stuff like that. Like, no. It's just like you're on this person's mind a lot. You weigh on their heart a lot. There's just something so resonating with you in this situation to them. They may find themselves thinking about it a lot more than they would like. And if time has passed, it feels like it's still kind of stayed that way. Like, it's not, with the Six of Swords, it's not going away. And also with the Six of Swords and the Devil, they could be wanting to move away from any issues, any conflicts, whether that's internal or that's present in your guys' connection. And when there is something like that, like when there isn't harmony and there isn't peace, they ruminate on it a lot too. Also, the Seven of Cups can represent choices that we need to make. And with the Eight of Cups here, we even have this like moth energy, which can represent like transformation, evolving, which is really interesting. That just reminded me it, like, literally, when was it? Like yesterday? I think it was yesterday. But my concept of time is so off. I don't know. Does anyone else relate to that? Like, I have no concept of time. Like, something can happen like six months ago, and I'm like, that was like 3 weeks ago. Or like things happen like that was like 5 years ago, and I'm like, no, that was like 2 years ago. Anyways, I saw a caterpillar, like a really interesting looking caterpillar, like crawling across my backyard. And so of course I like Googled it, and I was like, what is this? And it was a moth caterpillar. And I was like, that's really cool. And so with the energy of the Eight of Pentacles and the moth, there is a lot of evolving, right? And since I'm thinking about the caterpillar, it's going into the cocoon, and it's basically going through the metamorphosis, or that really tough cycle of transformation here. And with that being said, I think that this connection hasn't just been the easiest for this person, or even if it's not the connection, their feelings for you haven't been the easiest for this person, because they seem to be quite intense and their want for this is really up there. And so I think that there's something like transforming this person as well. Now, I'm interested about this Hanged Man because I feel like there's a mix of a different perspective, like we talked about, but there's also a need. I'm hearing a need for sacrifice, to sacrifice maybe this person's selfish desires, or like them just being selfish and alone, and fully embracing and fully investing into this connection. Now the Hanged Man can also be like, we feel very stuck right now. We feel like there's nothing that we can do right now in this situation except for surrender. And that could be depending on your circumstance. Like an example would be like if you guys are, you know, just together and doing stuff and, you know, doing relationship stuff. And when they're feeling this intensely, they're like, I don't feel like I can run. I don't want to run from this. I don't want to lose this. So I have no choice but to kind of surrender to this intensity. And it can also be the opposite depending on your situation too. So like if you and this person are not talking, then they feel like the circumstances are like, well, there's nothing I can do right now. And I'm feeling this and I want this and I'm still obsessing and ruminating over this. But I just have to surrender right now to what's happening. There's nothing I can do. And that could just be how they feel too. That doesn't have to be the truth. Like for some of you watching, you can be like, well, they can do this, or they can reach out, or they can tell me, you know. But in their eyes, they could feel quite stuck to where they're at. I'm already interested to see the oracles here. Spirit, can you tell us more about how this person is feeling? But I don't think we're quite done with the tarot, so we may go back and forth, just depending on the messages. But don't quote me, because it always goes how it goes. So we have reflection. Interesting. So protection at the bottom too. Yeah, with that King of Swords and that Knight of Cups, like there's definite feelings here, but they could be in a state almost like, it's funny because there's deers and like, I think that's an elk or a male deer. Again, guys, if I don't get the term right, I'm sorry. But I was almost going to say like fawning, like a term of fawning, to where you kind of like freeze and then you just start reacting in the only way you know how and stuff. And it may not be that intense or that serious, but I feel like definitely they're used to being guarded. They're used to being, to needing this like protection and stuff. And with the reflection here, at first, which I do think this person could be doing a lot of self-reflection, but I heard mirror, like mirror reflection. And that can be this person seeing things about themselves because of this connection that they were once blind to, or they're realizing things about themselves. And I do think that they've been thinking about it. I do think that they've been taking, like, I almost feel like this person's been taking a lot of time to self-reflect, or like, I almost wanted to say like a cold hard look at themselves right now because of this situation. Tell me more, Spirit, about how this person is currently feeling about pile 2. Ghost. Geez. Ghost comes up a lot. Bottom of the deck, we have growth. So we're going to get another deck for oracles too, so I want to save a little room. Growth indicates sometimes being challenged internally too. And growth can be when you're at this point where, and it's usually by something else, like either whether it's something else that you want or circumstances, right, of the universe, right? And now you're being challenged, whether it's to get out of your comfort zone, or growth can represent doing things differently than before. The Ghost card can represent things lingering too, aka your song. I didn't even mean to do that, but I just thought about it when I said that. aka your song, and like something that seems like it's following you or it's not going away. Like, it can also represent ghost things from the past coming up, whether that's cycles, or childhood wounds, or, you know, things like that that haven't fully been integrated or worked through, patterns or maybe lessons that we're here to learn, coming back and it's like a ghost. It's like, oh, I knew you once before, now you're here. But for some of you too, this can represent your energy lingering on this person. And we were kind of talking about that with the Devil and the Six of Swords, and maybe even a little bit in the Hanged Man too. Like, there's something that feels like it's just not going away, but I can't quite touch it. I can't quite put my hand on it or my finger on it. AKA ghost, you know, like energy like that. But it just feels like when it comes to this connection and you, there's something within this person that keeps coming back up for them. Like I said, it could be a cycle. It could be an issue. It could be something to heal. You know what I'm saying? It could be like a reaction from them. It's something that comes up that they need. I heard trust too. So maybe trusting themselves. What's something that's standing out to me about the Shungite? There was something that we talked about. Speaking of that, things, negative energies coming to the surface, that spiritual purification, where something comes up and it's purifying you in a way of old cycles and old blockages, things that once kept you safe, things that once kept you, whether stuck, and now it's coming up and you feel the way that you feel right now about this person because it's coming up for change. I think this person doesn't want to just let this situation go. And now that I'm looking at it too, with the reflection and the ghost, if this person did like get triggered really bad, or they ran, or something like that happened, or maybe even they quote unquote ghosted you, or something like that, this reflection has been, upon it has been, I want to say like intense, but like it has them seeing things and questioning things about themselves that they never questioned before. But I'm also picking up on like two different scenarios. Like, some of you guys, this is somebody that you're currently talking, like you're currently with right now, or like whether it could be contact or minimal contact and stuff like that. And then for others of you, this could be somebody that you're not in contact with. I can see both of these, and I feel like both of those dual messages have kind of been coming up so far. So as always, just take what resonates for you guys. It is a general reading, so there will be people here, you know, and what's not for you is maybe for them. All right, I want to grab this other oracle really fast too. We have recognition and reward and foundational achievement. This card, I don't think it's related to the 10 of Cups, but remember we were talking about the family with a rainbow, and then we have the recognition and reward, which kind of talks about the 6 of Wands. Now, I think this is related to the 3 of Pentacles, and this may be related to, not the 4 of Swords, what is it? Maybe like I don't know what this one's actually related to, but that's very similar too. So that's coming up again. That's interesting. Sometimes the 6 of Wands can come up when we feel like we want recognition, when we want to look good in your eyes, so to speak, since it's a reading about this, or the public's eyes and things like that. And sometimes it can be like a prideful energy too. But if this is coming up again, I'm also feeling like there's a message of, it almost makes me feel like this person's like, I just want to be who you need me to be. I just want to look good in your eyes, and I want you to feel this way about me, and I want you to be happy. Like it's not just a selfish energy in that way too. It's almost like I want to please you in a way where you're not disappointed in me, where you're not looking down on me or thinking that I'm this or I'm that, and in turn, like, I just want us to be happy together. If this person struggles with self-esteem issues, I'm definitely picking up on that's where it's coming from too. But I do think there is something here about this person wanting your validation as well. Interesting messages, guys. Okay. How is this person currently feeling? What are their true feelings for pile 2 here, Spirit? Give us... Oh, spiritual union right when I was gonna... It's funny. Sometimes, like, intuitively, I just, like, flip it. See what's down there. So we have stand your ground coming in reverse. I do think this person wants to ease up a little bit. I think that they feel like they need to be a little less defensive. They need to kind of put their guard down, be able to put their guard down. But I think that in theory sounds easy and good. And, you know, yeah, I'll just do that. Then in practice, it's a little harder. There's things coming up, you know? How does this person feel about pile 2? Also, this could be about your defenses too. They may want to break down your walls as well. And for those of you, I'm getting a very specific message. This isn't going to be for anyone too. For those of you that this person did ghost, so just you guys listen up. For those of you that this person did ghost, or that you are not in a connection with right now, that you're not talking, the stand your ground in reverse is like, how can I get through this person's walls? How can I get this situation going without being attacked? Or can I, maybe just can I, whether it's like come back or have a conversation to where your guard can be down, or you're not mad, or you're not fighting, or things like that. Now, I don't think that they feel like they can just do that immediately, but that could be the goal, to kind of shift your perspective and make you think, well, maybe change your mind a little bit. Maybe this person isn't so bad. You know what I'm saying? But that's just for that specific group here. For others of you, I do feel like this person, it's about their own kind of walls and yours too. How does this person feel, Spirit, about pile 2? Give us another message. We have the solar plexus chakra. And mental conflict at the bottom. Yeah, there's been a shake in this person's confidence. I feel like the solar plexus can come through, especially with this energy here too, when we're probably needing some more confidence, maybe some more direct action, when we're also needing to release or work through certain fears. Because I feel like fear is one of the most common, like, blockages or clouds for the solar plexus chakra here too. And with the mental conflict, I definitely feel, and we have crown chakra in reverse. Oh, and then we have new beginning after that too. I definitely feel like this person overthinks. Sometimes their mind can be their own worst enemy, is what I'm hearing with this. An example of this would be like having doubts and fears and believing that versus what the truth may actually be. You know, like if you believe every thought, that can be dangerous type of thing. If this person has trust issues, they may think about, you know, the negative side of that. And with the crown chakra coming in reverse, it shows that they're not thinking clearly sometimes when it comes to this situation. They may be thinking with their lizard brain, so to speak. That survival mode energy. I'm actually called to read this. I feel like there's a message here in the guidebook for how this person is feeling, or maybe what's going on with them. I don't know why. I just pulled this deck. I've had this deck for many years, and I haven't read it in a long time, so I don't even know exactly what it's going to say. Right when I opened it, though, I opened it to 15 Temptation, which is the devil card, so we already have the devil card coming twice. And it's talking about addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. Okay, sorry. Let's find... Okay, so we have the red border here, the green border, mental border, which is the indigo. Okay. This card deals with the inability to move forward as self-doubt emerges from indecisiveness or not being able to take action with a person, group, or even a situation in your present life. It may not be an easy decision, but you're already aware of this. Just because that you have the strength, courage, and power to make it all necessary, to make all the, oh, sorry, I read that wrong. To make all the necessary considerations when you decide to act and finally make choices that need to be made, then and only then will a resolution be forthcoming, and with it, a sense of mental relief. There's assistance out there for you, so seek out and listen to wise counsel to help you make the right decision. Listen to your intuition and have faith in yourself. Peace and harmony will soon be yours. Yeah, I feel like one of the main things that I got from this, specifically with this energy in this reading, is that, you know, you can have all of this stuff, but until you make that next move or you make that decision, you'll never know, you know? Yeah, when you decide to finally act and make choices that you need to be made, only then will the resolutions be forthcoming. And it made me think, as I read that, of like somebody trying to figure out answers, somebody trying to figure out the truth, somebody trying to figure out what it's going to be. And your mental energy can only come up with so much, right? And there's lots of icky energy in there. There's like the what ifs, there's the doubts, there's the fears, there's also the wants and the desires. There's it's all of it circulating, right? But you never actually know, or you'll never see the truth until you actually do something about it. Kind of like making an assumption, right? Like we were talking about those trust issues, right? So an example would be like, well, I feel like this person has somebody else on the side, or I feel like they're doing something else. Well, I mean, either you have to, if you feel like the person won't admit it, you know what I'm saying? Like you can ask and you can see, or you'll have to see for yourself, you know? If you never know, or it's like all of these things. And it's also like questioning yourself too. Why am I thinking that? Have they showed me that before? Or is this from my past? You know what I'm saying? There's all different types of stuff, but it's like another example would be like, if I reach out to this person, will they respond? Will they want to deal with me? Will they ghost me? Will they leave me on red? You know, or will they talk to me? Okay, well, you won't know until you probably do it. You know, unless you get lucky and like, you know, they reach out to you or whatever. But you get what I'm saying, right? And until there's a resolution, you're just going to be stuck with thinking it because there's no choice being made. But I do think this also indicates overthinking and overanalyzing a lot about this situation. It's definitely the Two of Swords energy for sure, which is where we also feel a little stuck. We feel a little confused. But we're also feeling some type of pressure to make a choice, to make a decision. And maybe for those of you that are in a relationship or in a connection with this person or talking to this person, the resolution will be just to see what it's going to be, right? We don't have all the answers. We don't know what it's going to be, but moving forward, we will get our answers. All right, Spirit. What are some channeled messages from this person that relates to how they are truly feeling about my pile too? I keep feeling like I gotta take deep breaths for this one. Okay, we're gonna set that to the side. We'll talk about it right now. So we have I'm jealous and possessive. Okay, we got them all. So we have I'm jealous and possessive, which is devil energy too. You know, they may have their own issues and stuff that they're trying to work through as well when it comes to this like inner like toxicity and stuff. They may also not try to show it as much, but they feel the way that they feel, you know. We have every day is just another day without you. Ooh. We have let's run away and elope together. We have I'm only interested in your body. And then we have I am emotionally abusive, and it says a narcissist. Now, I'm not going to diagnose this person right here because I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not going to say that they're this or they're that. I feel like that I'm only interested in your body and sex. I feel like, I'm going to be honest, I feel like with the devil card and all the devil energy here, I feel like there's a strong physical attachment, physical attraction that this person feels to you that keeps them almost like thirsty. That's the only word that was coming to mind. Thirsty for you and for this situation. I do feel like this person, though, with what I'm seeing here, I don't feel like this person is evil, or I don't feel like, you know, anything like that. But what I am picking up on is that this person has a really deep shadow side that they may not even recognize. And Spirit says they project it a lot. And what I mean by that, by they project it a lot, is that they may see these things in other people, whether they're there or not, because there's something like that's within them. And what I mean by this is that maybe this person has manipulating tendencies, but in their eyes, they could be feeling like they're just doing what they feel is right, or maybe they do recognize some of them too, you know what I'm saying? But it's like in their eyes, they don't feel like they're the villain. And I think that just goes to show, again, I feel like this person's shadow is very deep at this time, and I feel like there's been something about this connection and something about you that has really brought these things to light. I feel like you also may make this person feel very insecure at times, which is why the 6 of Wands and the 10 of Cups was like, I just want to be seen in a light by your eyes, which I have to say, I'm going to have to say it because it's coming to mind, is that can also be like, you know, a narcissistic trait. And not everyone is a narcissist, I'll tell you that much. I know that's overthrown and overused, but everybody has narcissistic traits to some extent. And because no one's perfect, right? And like sometimes the narcissistic traits can be helpful tools and stuff if they're used for good and stuff like that. But they really care about what you think and how they're viewed in your eyes. But I definitely think that this person has some things going on with them that they're needing to definitely reflect on, and they may have started that as well. I think that this connection has started that energy of them taking a look at themselves, taking a look at their actions, almost like, am I the problem? Am I the toxic one? And stuff like that. And so it is a reflecting a mirror in that way too. And the growth can be like the developing of this knowledge, or this almost like empathy, right? With the Hanged Man under here, the 9 of Cups, maybe I've been selfish for most of my life and most of my relationships, but in this one I feel like it's about us, and that's something that I'm not used to doing, you know, that sort of thing. And with the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords here as well, this could be somebody who is normally used to I'm picturing like the King of Swords with like a chess piece, I believe there's a deck that I have that has that too. Or maybe it's the Emperor. I can't remember. But there's something, it's like with a chess piece, right? And so they're used to trying to, like, whether it's like be 2 steps ahead as well. But their feelings right now are almost getting in the way of that for them. And with I'm jealous and possessive and the devil and all that, this person is extremely, extremely attached to you, and they may be a little obsessed. Let's just say it. But I think that there's things to recognize about their own patterns. Like I said, their shadow here. I'm lying when I say I don't miss you or want you. Now it feels like, that sounds like denial, but it feels like telling themselves one thing but feeling another. That could be that King of Swords energy too. That King of Swords and the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the feelings and emotion. The King of Swords is the master of the mind. I'm telling my mind one thing. I'm telling myself one thing. I may even be telling you one thing or showing you one thing, but that's not how it feels. That's not what it is. And then we have that protection card there too. Spirit, how does this person truly feel? You make me so proud. Oh my gosh, I think that this is gonna sound weird. There's traits about you that this person, I think, truly idolizes. And with the 6 of Wands and the 10 of Cups, that we were talking about that proudness, or like they want you to be proud of them, but they would be so proud to have somebody like you on their arm too. And it goes beyond just physical. I know this card says what it says, but this card has come out in other readings. It's even come out for me when it was about somebody just wanting to be more physical, wanting to be intimate as well. I don't see that this is all that this person wants, unless there's a small few who they've shown that to, okay? Because I don't want to feed anyone's illusions or whatever. Like, if someone, like, literally, like, say, like, an example would be, which I hope this didn't happen to you guys, my heart, but, like, if they got physical with you and then left, okay? And they're not coming back. Okay, maybe that's probably the case then. But from the understanding and the other energies that I'm picking up on as well, it's not just the case, but I do feel like there is a little bit of an obsession here of just wanting to jump your bones, wanting to have sex with you. Like, it's such a strong physical attraction. It could feel very passionate too to this person, and it almost feels like it makes it hard sometimes for them to think clearly when it comes to anything else when they're around you. I'm just keeping it honest, okay? I feel like I'm losing you. Okay, how does this person truly feel, Spirit? Ooh, I just heard with the crown chakra in reverse and the mental conflict, I was like looking at it and I was shuffling and I heard mind games. If this person has tried to play mind games here with you, or tried to get a reaction out of you, or tried to get a rise out of you, I feel like it's had a negative impact. And I feel like that's an immaturity issue with them. And also it may be something that has worked in the past, but it's not going to work here. It's not going to work on you. And if it had in the past, it's not going to work anymore. You know what I'm saying? So be aware of this person. If they do have like mind games or manipulation, or they try to like pull away, you know, and stuff like that, and it's like they want you to chase them, tell this person to grow the fuck up, okay? If that is the case for you. I always feel like I have to reiterate it because I like to reiterate it too, because it's a general reading and it can be so personal, right? And if you resonate with so much, you may hear something and want to question that for you too. But if you're questioning, or if it doesn't feel right, just please don't take it. And that's the thing about the general readings, is that there's lots of people here, right? And there's so a lot of different messages are going to come out. So I need you guys to always use your discernment, which like most of you do, like 99% of you do. But just to use your discernment, and please don't stress too much over things. Like if you hear something that would shatter you, but that hasn't happened in your reality, or it's not the case, don't stress over it, okay? Just put it aside. If you're still questioning it, I call it shelf it. Put it on the shelf. Ask Spirit to reveal the truth. Be patient, and you'll know. But in the meantime, protect your peace, okay? I feel like someone needed to hear that. Because it's just a YouTube tarot reading too, and I don't want to downplay it because I love these YouTube tarot readings and they're so helpful and stuff. But sometimes it can help to downplay something if it's affecting you intensely, right? Just be like, hey, it's just a YouTube tarot reading. At first, I only wanted to hook up, but now I'm hooked. Ooh. This person is something else. I definitely feel like that is it's indicative to the physical attractionness, but also it shows that there is something else there, and maybe this person at first was thinking about that, but now they have feelings, now they're obsessed, now they're jealous and possessive, and now they feel like they want you all to themselves. And I'm also hearing that now they feel like they've dug themselves a hole. This also feels very karmic, guys. Like them getting like some sort of karma or whatever. Okay, let's get one more. Oh, okay, let's get two more because that one just fell out. Let's get one more, Spirit. How does this person truly feel? Yep. That's the... I can't move on. That's that, the devil and that Six of Swords. Remember I said, and that linger, you have me wrapped around your finger. Why do you have to let it linger? Why is this lingering? Tell me you love me. Like I said, I don't think that this person is 100% aware all the time of their toxic patterns and maybe even why they do the things that they do. But I do think that there is a shadow that they're needing to look into when it comes to love and romance and you in this situation. I think that there does need to be a purification, a spiritual purification, like for this person in that sense. Maybe they need shungite. I don't know. But bottom of the deck now, you are always on my mind. Okay, so those are kind of just confirming the first couple messages as well. One of the biggest messages too is like this person is like, I really want you. Like physically, maybe just your validation, you on their arm, in a relationship, a future, all of that. There's just a really strong pull. For some of you, maybe just be a little careful, okay? Be a little careful with this person. Any other messages for how this person feels, Spirit, before we move on to the confirmation? We're going to get zodiac signs, which I would say Capricorn has been a big zodiac sign here so far. But we'll get other confirmation. Okay, I'm drawn to this deck, which I didn't use this in the other piles, and I probably won't use it in other piles too, but I need you to show me something. Show me something about this person for pile 2. We have the chaser, fear of abandonment, chasing codependencies. Show me something about this person and their feelings towards pile 2. I know that's very vague, but I'm keeping it vague on purpose. Hammer. Sabotage and rebuild, persistence, working on it, and repairing. Now that could be that 8 of Pentacles energy here too. We also have this person forming a ring, which to me represents cycles. This person could be in a toxic pattern or toxic cycle in love and relationships of kind of like sabotaging themselves and then wanting to rebuild it and things like that. With the working on it and repairing and the growth here, I would say that they are starting to like do that, repair, like maybe work on themselves a little bit, and they're at least starting to see things. And when you see things and bring awareness to things, eventually, for the most part, that usually brings change, because because misery is literally like having an awareness and to keep repeating a pattern. You know, once you have awareness to it, it becomes a choice. And it's not always just like that. It may take time and stuff like that. But I do think that this person is truly wanting to better themselves. I do think they are truly wanting to work on this situation and work this with you and be consistent and persistent if that's something that they feel that you would allow, or you will continue on doing. But I do think with the Chaser card coming out first, you are definitely triggering, I think, this person's inner child wounds. Like, there is some wounds here right now that are screaming to this person, and they may also be projecting that onto you. So just be aware of that. And I'm not saying you're not great, or there's no reason why they wouldn't feel that way. It's just, it's something going on with them. We have the golden mirror. Narcissist, love bombing, self-absorbed, one-sided. And we have addiction, codependent, obsession, restraint, possession, and control, emotional block. You know, all of this together too honestly makes me think that this person is used to seeing stuff only one-sided. It's always been about them. It's always been what other people can do for them. And we kind of we scratched the surface with that, with the Hanged Man and the Nine of Cups. And I do think, though, like we have ascending, learning, expansion, transcending, preparing for union. I do think that this situation has really challenged that perspective. It's really made them shift. Okay, if I'm going to do this, it has to be about this person too. You know, it's almost like you've got like some sort of awakening, maybe like an empathy awakening, or like just maybe you feel so strongly and you want this so badly that you're willing to do anything, and that's looking at yourself and changing. You know, that sort of thing too. But like we were talking about, those games, those things, that they're not going to work here on this. And that's also like a real spiritual connection too. Those mind games, they don't work. A real spiritual connection, the other person demands authenticity. They demand you to be upfront, open, honest. There's no games here. Interesting reading, guys. Interesting reading. Let's get some confirmation. Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs? Like I said, I know we have Capricorn come out really strongly. We have Cancer coming through. So the zodiac sign of Cancer. We have Aries. We have Taurus. Oop. More Cancer energy. Pisces. And I just feel called, let's do one more, Spirit. What's the significant zodiac sign here? Oh, Capricorn. Should we do one more? That didn't come out on the dice, but we said it already. Let's do one more. Taurus again. Gemini. Okay. What are some significant initials here for my pile too? Ooh, I grabbed a lot in this one. Okay, so we have E, an R, an X, an I. I see two V's right off the bat, so two V's. We have an F. Oh, I see two F's right off the bat too. Two F's, a Y. Oops, dropped it. A P, a B, an X, an E. We have a lot of vowels too. We have a K, and A, and a C. I can literally see the word cake here. This could be referring to your butt. I'm not sure if that's significant. Maybe cake, like a celebration too, like a birthday cake, wanting to have my cake and eat it too. Something sweet. There's another specific message, and obviously if you're still here listening to it, I'm not saying it would be for you, but like there's a reason why you're hearing it, but it's not going to be for everybody too. It's very specific. If this person is somebody who struggles with addictions, like drug use or alcohol or things like that, Spirit wants you to know, and this isn't an excuse to accept any type of behavior, okay? I'm gonna put my foot down and say that right now. Spirit wants you to know that their judgment, so to speak, a lot of the time is off because of that, and there probably will come a time where they have to address those issues too. So like the addiction issues within themselves on their journey as well. And they can make a choice whether to continue down that road or to get clean or whatever it is. Okay, I don't know exactly who that was for, but that was in a specific message coming through. And that makes sense with all that devil energy here too. Okay, so let me know if you guys see, it looks like we can almost spell the word, we can Kevin, or the name, sorry, Kevin. Eerie is something that's coming to mind too. And, fiery, we can spell fiery. I don't know why I'm hearing Vivian. And Perry or Fairy. Well, let me know if anything pops up for you. Also, I like to remind people too, like you can put in the comments, like it's not necessarily like a spoiler or anything, but if you find like significant words or like maybe acronyms or things like that, you can also post them for pile 2, and you can be like, hey pile 2, I don't know if this is, you know, something that would resonate with you, but here's some words that I found and stuff like that. I don't know, it's cute, okay? And like it can be helpful. You never know who's watching or reading the comments. But other than that, I was gonna say we're out of here, but I have one more thing, and that is a message for you. Ooh, death of the deceitful and healing through rest. This makes me think of like truth being revealed, you know, and you may not even have to do anything to receive that, like the answers, things like that coming through, but you may have to give yourself a little break, give yourself some time and some space, and you'll start to see things more clearly. Spirit, what is the message here for pile 2? Pink bubble fairy and puppet in reverse. First of all, puppet in reverse, cutting the strings, cutting the ties. You're nobody's puppet. Nobody's gonna manipulate you. Don't let anyone pull on your heartstrings if they're trying to be manipulative. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. It's like that sort of thing. Bottom of the deck, we have in between worlds. Now the in between worlds can talk about, okay, well this can also talk about psychic abilities. You being able to like kind of maneuver through those in between worlds and bring back like certain information. That's something that's specifically coming to mind. But in between worlds can also be in like one state of being or one version of yourself or in one reality that you would like to be in, versus like in like not necessarily in that anymore. You're kind of changing, stuff's changing for you, and then you're like stepping into a different reality, which I would say, when I mean a different reality, like reality, different things coming, new things, new circumstances, better, blah, 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 which brings me to the pink bubble fairy. This is my all-time favorite card in this deck, because this means that Spirit hears you, your wants, your needs, and it's going up in that little bubble, and it will be granted to you, okay, when the time is right, or when it's coming, right? And I definitely feel like this card is such a great omen, or it's one of the best omens. Like, there's a couple good omens, like there's a good things, stuff like that in here, but it's like you're in this process of releasing stuff, releasing cords, releasing ties, whether that's old versions of yourself, whether that's people that don't or aren't able to care for you the way that you know that you need, or just anything like that. And without cutting through kind of illusions here too. But don't worry, anything that you release, like Spirit hears you, Spirit knows what you want, Spirit stays up with you too. well, Spirit doesn't sleep, but Spirit's always there. But Spirit's there when you're crying at night, you know? Spirit's there when you're venting to your friends. Spirit's there when you're cursing the world and cursing the universe and cursing Spirit. And trust me, Spirit doesn't care the way that, you know, it may seem. Spirit sees your struggles. It sees the things that you want. And Spirit also knows that there's a bigger plan for things too. AKA, a lot of the times we want something so badly, or we want something to work out so badly because there is something in our reality, or there is something in our life that is going to work out like that. It may not be exactly like what we're pinpointing it on, or what we're hyper-focused on, or aiming for like that, but it's something of that nature, and it's almost like a just you wait type thing. And I just feel like it's very important to know that your wishes are heard and they are coming through. In fact, I want to read these because I love first of all, I love I just opened it on someone soon. Stop it. Okay, we're gonna read it. Even the most badass, independent, self-sufficient people get lonely. Being alone is good for recentering. If your heart is full and your desire is to share your life with someone, then you deserve that. You deserve that love. And that's kind of what I was picking up on this with this pink bubble fairy type of energy too. Like, that's kind of like what we were just talking about. Okay, sorry. Put your order in for the love of your life, or the love for now, and keep focusing on your goals. Send out this little wish today and watch someone new float into your life gently like a feather coming from the sky. Now, this card is usually an omen that there is somebody coming for you, or there is somebody new. Now, if that's hard to hear from like this energy or this person, I would say from the energy that they're in and these messages, that it may be time to release this situation, or release it for now. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to, then that's fine. Or if you're not ready, then that's fine too. And if you don't want somebody else to come in, that's also fine. But just know that putting in your wish for like somebody or something, like Spirit saying that you deserve that too. Sometimes we hear like, oh, well, you shouldn't be codependent, or you shouldn't need somebody, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, that's true. You shouldn't need somebody, and you don't have to be codependent and things like that. But you can want somebody. You can want a relationship. And a lot of us are here specifically for, like, you know, well, for a lot of things. But we're here to discover through relationships, too. Like, relationships are a natural part of the human experience. And don't let anyone shame you on it. Yes, you don't need it, but of course, like, you're not wrong for wanting those things. Okay. Pink Bubble Fairy. It always makes me want to sing that song, like the Pink Pony Club. Okay. Some fairies grant wishes. The Pink Bubble Fairy wants to help you bring all your dreams to life. Inspired by... Oh, we said fairy in this too. Inspired by the Pink Bubble Manifestation Meditation. This fairy helps carry your wishes in soft pink bubbles to the place in which they can be heard and fulfilled. Hard work is important to accomplish your desires, but also you have such power within your dreams. The detail of how your goals manifest might be somewhat unpredictable, but that is a part of releasing your dreams into the hands of the Pink Bubble Fairy. You know your intentions, focus on them deeply, and have trust that in the gentle pink light, they are being heard. Oh, I love that. And I do like how it's like, hey, it can be a little unpredictable, you know, but the Pink Bubble Fairy's got it. And that's obviously like Spirit as like the all-encompassing, you know, word for it. But, okay, so we're going to read Puppet. Cut those strings. You are no one's puppet. You are a treasure. And your actions cannot be influenced by the strings someone else has attached to you. This card wants you to be aware of entering projects or relationships that seem like a great deal, but where there is fine print. You can find a better deal, a better project, another friendship, where you have full control of your actions and contributions. If you are going to give your time, energy, and love to something or someone, that needs to be a space where you are fully honored and not manipulated. Man, I just think that this person isn't ready for somebody such as yourself. I think that they realize that, and I feel as though this person also may realize that you're a little bit too good for them. You're a little bit out of their league. And I think that that can be connected to them feeling fully fulfilled and wanting you on their shoulder. Now, I do think that this person, in their mind, you know, when they're thinking about the future and stuff, it is you guys being happy. It is it working out and things like that. I also feel like this person doesn't know how deep some of their shadow goes. And I also feel like they're not even able to fathom at this time what a true relationship that it would take to have your needs met and things like that would even, I don't think that they can fathom what it would take, at least from them. This person, it feels like they're not in that place, and they're not ready for that right now, even though they may think that they are, even though they may want you, you know. And like I said, in hindsight, they want you to be happy, but are they able to make you happy? Are they able to do that? And no, our happiness doesn't depend on other people, but you should be with people, surround yourself with people and have a relationship with people that make you happy. Yes, relationships, even the best ones, the people will make you happy. They will make you sad. They will hurt you, and they will do things like that. But it's on completely different levels, completely different playing fields. And like, they can hurt you by saying something that hurts your feelings, you know what I'm saying? Another person can hurt you by cheating on you and stabbing you in the back. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different levels and there's different things, but it just feels like, too, there's something better, someone better. And that could be hard for some of you to hear, or maybe you don't want to hear that, and that's okay too. If I'm wrong for you, then I'm wrong. But if it's right, and you know, when you're ready to accept, it's fine. And some of you are ready. I don't know. But like, the whole point is what's best for you. To go where you're treated, and where you're appreciated, and where you're valued, and where people show you that you're valued. And I know this is cliche, but some people can only meet you as far as they can meet themselves. And like I said, this person feels like they want this, maybe even need this, or, you know, that sort of thing. But can they take care of it? What makes you feel good always isn't what's good for you. And I think that that's where that selflessness needs to come in, is like this person maybe almost being like, or needing to be like, well, I don't want to stand in the way of your own happiness. I think that this is an energy that would definitely stand in the way of that, to have you all to themselves. And that's a little scary. I don't know, guys. Like I said, I think you should be careful with this person. But like I said, it is a general reading on YouTube, and I don't want to diagnose anyone. I don't want to say anything for sure. If something is making you feel uncomfortable, or if you feel like it's not true, then just throw it away, okay? But for those who need to hear it, they'll hear it. Okay, I am going to leave this reading here, though, so thank you so much for staying with me. Let me check. We are still recording. Whoa, this one went long. All right, well, thank you for listening to this long one. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I think I already said that, but thank you to those who support the channel. Thank you to those who like the videos, who comment, who share, subscribe, all of that. It means so much to me, and I just appreciate all of you. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one, whatever reading that may be, or maybe I'll pop up on your timeline when you just need another random reading. But either way, guys, I will see you there. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Blue Rider-Waite Tarot or the Heart Crystal Geode here, you have found the right place. So today we are asking about the truth of this person's feelings for you at the time that you are coming across this reading, which is any time, of course, because my readings are timeless. So whenever it finds you is when it's meant for you. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are comfortable. Let's go ahead and begin. So, Spirit, if you could please bring me in to my Pile 3's collective energy and these collective messages here for Pile 3 in regards to this person on their mind, and in regards to how this person truly feels about them, or what's the truth of their feelings at the time that Pile 3 is coming across this reading. May this reading offer them insights into this, any clarity that they may be seeking from this at this time, or anything that they just need to know, see, and hear right now in regards to this person and in regards to their feelings for them. Their feelings for my pile 3. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. How are they currently feeling? What is the truth of their feelings for pile 3, Spirit? What is the truth of their feelings? Ooh, we have the 8 of Wands. What is the truth of their feelings, Spirit, for pile 3? We have the Moon. The zodiac sign of Pisces could be significant here. Or Cancer. What is the truth of their feelings here, Spirit, for pile 3? We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse. Clarifying the 8 of Wands. We have the Death card, so we have Scorpio energy. Clarifying the Moon. We have the Ace of Wands. Clarifying the 4 of Swords. We have the 5 of Wands. Clarifying the 5 of Cups in reverse. There's the 5 of Cups in reverse here. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck with the overall energy, we have the 10 of Swords. Underneath that, we have the Lovers. Wow. And the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. What's really interesting is the Death card clarified by the 8 of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, so just those 2 cards alone could potentially indicate that you and this person are not speaking at this time, but that doesn't have to be the case for everybody, because I feel like the Death card representing transformation, like the old things dying and things like that, with the 8 of Wands, I feel like this person is in it. I feel like they're moving through this energy, and so you and this situation may have had a deeply impactful, or currently have a deeply impactful, almost like series of inner events, if that makes sense, with this person here. The Moon and the Ace of Wands, I feel like right now, when it comes to this situation, this person is definitely has their own fears, and I feel like there's illusions coming from this person's mind. I feel like they want some sort of truth here about this situation, and with the Ace of Wands here, this could be like some sort of, like, it kind of feels like almost like a light in the dark, like here. It kind of feels like they're trying to maneuver through how they feel. It feels like they're trying to maneuver through this situation, not really knowing what's going to happen, not really knowing where it's going to go. But this is where I feel led at this time. This is what I feel is best for me. But there's also some confusion in regards to that here too. With the 4 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, right now, this person may be trying to take it easy from any sort of conflict. It kind of feels like there's for some of you, this could have been a conflict between you and them, like maybe you got into a fight or you got into an argument or something had happened. For others of you, this could be inner conflict coming from this person or coming from this situation, but I'm hearing triggered. I'm hearing that this person was triggered and they're trying their best right now with the Four of Swords to protect their peace. The Five of Cups in reverse with the Four of Pentacles here. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate to this person what to do versus how they feel. What is the truth of this? Because I feel like with the Five of Cups, there's something here that this person, like with emotions, when it comes to their own emotions, there's something here that they need to feel. There's something here that they need to bring to the surface. And I'm hearing as well, from this situation in particularly, there's something about this situation that even though it kind of feels like with all these cards, it feels very hard, it feels scary, it feels uncomfortable, there's still something here about this situation, about you, that brings them a sense of comfort. And I feel like they're almost wondering, what's the next move? What do I do? Do I let go? They could also be holding on to some grudges right now with the Five of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords. But it kind of feels like they're not used to this. They're not used to feeling almost like powerless right now to their own emotions, to their own feelings. They're not used to... I just heard wanting something like this. But it feels like this person is almost in a perpetual state of confusion. And I almost wanted to say, I know this sounds probably really dramatic, but I almost wanted to say like agony. And I just feel like this situation, this connection has deeply affected them. I do feel like with the Five of Cups in reverse, with the Four of Pentacles, though, there is something inside them that wants to be very optimistic. There is something inside them that doesn't want to let go, that wants to continue and like potentially make this situation better, or make it what they feel like they want it to be. But the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like sometimes the Ten of Swords can come out when there was a painful ending, or we were triggered, or old wounds from the past kind of come back, because it can represent a tough karmic cycle when it comes through in the tarot. I'm gonna be honest, guys, this does feel like very like heavy energy. And I think that with the Four of Swords, if this person isn't currently doing anything right now, or it kind of feels like, if you're maybe like, where are they at, or what's going on, I do feel like they're trying their best to work through these heavy emotions and these heavy feelings. The Moon card, I feel like there are fears right now when it comes to the unknown, and when it comes to the uncertainty of what the future holds for you and them. Tell me more about this Death card, Spirit. What's happening with this Death card? We have the Ace of Cups. Well, that's very interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Wands now. And underneath that, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I do feel like this person feels, for the most part, you have something, you have really good qualities about you, like relationship qualities. I feel like they see a lot of themselves within you, but you are coming off more as structured, and you're coming off more as like the light qualities of the of them, if that makes sense. The Two of Wands is about kind of like what we want from the world, like the patience. It's about patience and planning and stuff. But we have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands, which is really about taking those next steps, right? Or we know what we want, and now we have to figure out how we are going to get it, or what we are going to do about it. And with the Ace of Cups, with the Death, I feel as though that is the big transformative energy, and that's like heart chakra energy here too. And the Ace of Cups is all about opening up to new beginnings, opening up your heart. And with the Death card here, it is something that this person is kind of going through this like little transformation about. And with the Eight of Wands, there's something moving through this person. Like they're feeling this connection. They're feeling it move through them. It is affecting them. And I feel like it's genuinely changing them as a person. But it's not always easy because they're not always 100% certain with this Moon card here. And there's feelings too. Like the Eight of Wands with the Moon card is like, dang, I'm feeling this stuff. Because the Moon is our emotions as well. And it's also where it's also parts of us that we're not quite able to see. And like I said, that Ace of Wands almost being like that light bulb, or like that fire lit staff in the dark. It's like, whoa, like you're shining a light or on this person and inside this person, for like having them feel things and having them see things about themselves that they were either blind to, or they avoided, or maybe didn't even know was there and stuff. And so Spirit's saying this is a very powerful, potent energy here. Let's grab some oracles. Spirit, how is this person feeling? So we have fear, which can also be represented by the Moon, but then we also have determination. Bottom of the deck here, we have caution. Now, I feel like this person is still very much like with all this fear energy and like the feelings and like the conflict and stuff like that, there's still something here that this person within this connection is like, I want to see it through. It's giving this energy of like, this connection could be everything I've ever wanted, or it could be my literal downfall. Like it could be the worst heartbreak that I've ever had. Like this is the energy that I'm picking up on from this. I think that with that Ace of Wands and that Moon here too, they're recognizing that it's scary. They're recognizing that maybe they don't have all the answers. And I do think it is like the uncertainty right now that's really getting to this person. But the fact that we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Wands right here now too, and even with this Four of Pentacles and this Five of Cups, it's like there's something about this energy that's like, I don't want to lose this. I don't want to have to go through these tough feelings and feel this right now, or like in the future. And so with the determination, you know, I feel like there is motivation here to work through, to not give up. And if there was like a little ending here with the Eight of Wands and the Death card, I feel like they're wanting to, with the energy and movement of the Eight of Wands, they're wanting to push through this. And the fact that we had the Ace of Cups come out after is because they're wanting to open up here. Start again. Or maybe even like a love offer here, because it's the hand, you know, that's like here. But of course, they do have their reservations here. Spirit, give us one more card here for the truth of this person's feelings, frustration. Bottom of the deck, we have balance. I feel like that balance is that Four of Swords of like, okay, this is very overwhelming to me. There's been a lot happening and I kind of just need to like take a breath and chill. And they could also be wanting this situation to be more balanced. They don't want it to be a specific way all the time. They're like, I want to, you know, have a little more control over, they're like, I want to have a little more control over my emotions. I want to have a little bit more control over the scenario is what I'm picking up with this. But like for balance, like if it's been very chaotic to them, they want, you know, to bring in some more peace. If it's been very like, if you guys have had a lot of conflict, they want to bring in more harmony, like that sort of thing here. And balance can also represent harmony at the same time too, but it feels like the frustration is coming from within from this person. We literally have an image of a square and a circle, so trying to make something fit that's not fitting, trying to figure out how you can do this, trying to figure out what keeps going wrong, why it keeps going wrong, that sort of thing. So I just heard if it was up to me, I would want this to be easy. And I do feel like at times they feel like it is easy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not all like this. It's just whatever this person, whatever you and this person are currently going through right now, they're very frustrated about it. And of course, when we're going through something we're struggling with, or we're going through something that is triggering, of course, there's always that part of us that's like, dang, I just wish this was easier. I just wish this wasn't happening, and I wish you know what I'm saying? And I can relate to that. I'm sure you can too. And even if this person is struggling, it's like their own inner self too. I feel like it's kind of the root cause of this. I got another deck we're gonna look at too. Usually I shuffle these beforehand, but I took a break yesterday to finish these, and I don't remember doing that, so bear with me, so sorry. I think I just like ended it, walked away. Okay. How is this person feeling, Spirit? Tell us about what they're currently going through right now and their feelings when it comes to pile 3. Shoot. This one almost wanted to come out too. Okay, we got a lot. Bottom of the deck, we have patience and planning. And weren't we literally talking about that? That's like the 2 of Wands energy. Although I believe this is the 7 of Pentacles in this deck, still, it's on brand. And so they could be honestly like thinking and planning on like what they are going to do. We have a lot of cards about solitude here too, so they could be definitely taking some time out for themselves. We're gonna look and see what we got. So we have suffering and silence, we have hope, which is the star card, so Aquarius could be significant too. We have heart chakra, we have solitude, we have shadow. Let's get one more because we'll make it even here. And I feel like that heart chakra is that Ace of Cups coming out too. We have financial and material changes, which this is the 5 of Pentacles too. Bottom of the deck now, we have the spiritual union card. The suffering and silence, and oh, this is also the Hermit too, so Virgo energy as well. And this is Capricorn energy here too. All right. Suffering and silence, hope, heart chakra, solitude, shadow. This is just very much dual energy. I'm picking up on like the heart chakra is opened, and it's very, when it's open, it's very abundant, it's very full. Then we have like this 5 of Pentacles energy where you're feeling very shunned, you're feeling very left out, you're feeling not good enough, you're having all of these things, all of these issues coming up to where you just feel like sometimes I think this person feels not good enough. And then we have hope and the shadow. Those are kind of dual energy too. That's like that renewal, that's that star energy, that faith. And the shadow is usually the things that are coming through that we have to face to even believe in that, to even trust in that. And the shadow, sometimes it's the person holding a staff and they're looking at themselves here. And so I do feel like a lot of what this person is struggling with, a lot of what this person is going through is coming from within them. That was something that I picked up off of in the first part here too. But shadow work is not easy, and they may be in this energy, like that's why that death, that transformative energy, they may be in this energy of facing this shadow right now and trying to follow their heart and not this kind of like scarcity victim mindset that we learn from the harshness sometimes of the world we live in. But with the suffering and silence and with solitude, I do think that this person definitely has been keeping to themselves a lot. They've been thinking and kind of keeping this to themselves a lot too. The 9, it's 2 9s here as well, so 999 can be significant. But I'm also picking up on this being the Hermit card as well. There's knowledge coming from this situation. It's not just like, oh, I'm avoiding this as well. Like there's knowledge that's here. And I think that their heart is telling them to kind of have faith. We even have the green energy with the balance and the spiritual union. So that's all. And underneath that we have triumph. Wow. But I think that they struggle sometimes with believing, and I think that they struggle sometimes with their own self and their own shadow. And like I said, shadow work is not easy, and sometimes we have to face ourselves, or we get triggered and we have to realize like our reactions are very important when it comes to connections and situations. And I think that they're trying to be very careful right now on how they go about this situation. I do feel like though the suffering and silence is usually like the last step in this. It's almost like the end. And we were talking about the star being renewal energy, and the heart chakra being like that Ace of Cups of like, okay, opening up again, or feeling the light again, wanting to share your love again, like all of these things too, right? And I do feel like that's kind of where this person is headed. Oh, look, even 18 reduces to 9. So we literally have 999 right here. So that number is very specific. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about what is going on with this person? I just heard they're willing and able, but not quite yet. Tell me more about this shadow card, Spirit. What is this shadow energy that's coming up for this person? What is it in regards to when it comes to pile 3? The 3 of Pentacles. You know, with this energy, we have the Hanged Man at the bottom. And we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess, first thing, is about trusting themselves. That's one of the things with the shadow energy coming through. Being able to see clearly, or listening to themselves instead of listening to those doubts, insecurities, those fears, and things like that. That kind of voice that whispers in your ear that tells you all the things that are against what you actually want, right? We all have that, or the inner critic and things like that. Another thing is with the 3 of Pentacles, and all of this solitude and suffering and silence with the shadow. I feel like this person is used to doing things alone. I feel like when this person gets triggered, they're used to dealing with these feelings by themselves. Now, that's usually something that's developed in childhood, right? Where you find that it's more safe to self-regulate than it is to share your emotions, because when you were young you probably didn't get the reaction that you wanted, or you didn't feel safe enough. There could be multiple different things with this here too, but you get the drift, you get my point. And I think one of the things that Spirit is saying with this person in their shadow is that if you want a connection, you have to open up and be vulnerable. You have to share how you are feeling 100% with your significant other, with the other person. You're not here to second guess these things. And this is a safety mechanism too. It's not like they're doing it on purpose. They don't do it to shun you out or anything like that. This is just how they learn to process their own feelings, to process their own emotions, to do it alone. Whereas in a relationship though, that can feel not so good to the other person. That can feel almost like, whether it's like an avoidant type of energy, or you can feel like maybe you're left in the dark here, or this person isn't opening up to you, so maybe you feel like you're not this person doesn't like you enough, or you know, those kind of things. It's kind of triggering the other side of that as well. But when it comes to this situation, I think that this person also really struggles like asking for help. I think that they really struggle with looking quote unquote weak in their eyes, which it's not weakness. We know, as we can see from how hard it is to do that, that it actually is strength, right? But I do think they really struggle with this themselves, that they're used to going through it alone, and their problems are their problems. And in a relationship or in a connection with somebody, that's just not how you can continue to do it. Like, you have to, you know, share. You have to be a team here. So I want to get some channeled messages now, how this person is currently feeling. I love your touch, your laugh, your scent. And we also have summer. So summertime can be significant. I'm actually filming this in summertime right now. What month are we in? Sorry, when I channel, it's like only this, and then when I have to come back into reality, we are in July. Yeah, okay. We're in summer. I don't know what I was thinking. I love your touch, your laugh, your scent. There's something here about this person wanting to, or feeling like they want your presence around too. As much as they may isolate themselves, as much as they may not want to reach out for help or reassurance or things like that, they definitely, oh, I just heard too, and communicate these things. They definitely are very like into you, into the physicalities. Like I said, like they're probably wanting a connection, or like to be able to touch you, to be able to feel you, hear you, all of these things. I think that with the summertime too, it reminds me of the sun, and I think that those genuinely bring this person joy too. And so if you are not communicating with this person at this time, we can see that's probably why there was all of this heavy energy. And I do think that the fear card with the caution and the determination can definitely also show how they're trying to push through their own issues to be connected closer to you. And it's something that I feel like this person does struggle with, like we said. So it's getting them a little out of their comfort zone. We also have winter coming right after. Is really interesting. Now winter can be that that death card energy. I think it's even depicted in the winter, if I'm not mistaken. Like there's like snow and stuff, but I'm not sure. I can't remember right now. It's not important. Winter and summer are dual energies, and I feel like this connection and you have brought both of those to this person. Feeling like they're going through the hard times with this, and then also feeling like it's the best thing ever. We even have spring, okay, at the bottom of the deck. So we have spring here, which, okay, there's definitely seasons. Seasons are important in this connection. The seasons and cycles and things like that, since they're all of them were wanting to freaking come out. How is this person feeling about pile 3, Spirit? We have, I know that I messed up and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right. This is a good one to come out because we have the same card in this deck, and it talks about the opposite. It says, I know that I messed up, but I'm not gonna do anything to make it right. And so this could be, I do feel like where they're feeling this pull. They're feeling this pull towards you in this connection, that 8 of Wands, to try their best, that determination energy to pick up the pieces or rekindle or resolve anything going on between you and them. I just dropped a bunch of cards. I wasn't even gonna get me more. I was just freaking shuffling. We have Darling, You Are Perfect. I don't know what the ones I dropped are. I'm like scooting it closer with my foot. I know this is random, but you cook the best food. Let's travel to unknown lands together. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have I stalk your social media platforms. Okay, well, we're gonna get the other one. I feel like those were kind of like And you know what? I feel like even when it comes to like their feelings, like asking their feelings, I still feel like the information being conveyed could go a lot deeper. It could be a lot clearer. And the reason why I feel like I'm feeling this way is because that's probably how this person is used to communicating their feelings, if they are at all, you know? Like, you get it. We were talking about that earlier. Okay. Bottom of the deck here, it says I'm holding back. Spirit, what is the truth of this person's feelings for pile 3? We have You Drive Me Crazy. I want to get to know you more. I need some time to cool off. Yeah, that was kind of telling of. I don't know if I can trust what you say. I was definitely picking up on this person has trust issues before too, but and I think that it's also about trusting themselves too. Like if someone tells you something, can you trust yourself to believe it or not? You know what I'm saying? Like that sort of thing. Like it's kind of like a projection. And they're like, I don't know if I can trust you, blah, blah, blah. But it's really because they don't know if they can even trust themselves. Like it starts from there. I should have communicated better. I'm not good at that. I feel like that's very telling too. Let's get one more. I'm not doing well without you. I am picking up on this person is like struggling a little bit right now. Bottom of the deck, I want to hear your voice again. I don't even think these really need much explaining. Sometimes it's like read between the lines type of thing. But I'm definitely picking up here. This sounds like things that we've been talking about. Like the Four of Swords here, like them kind of taking time out because of like the conflict or what's going on. It's not because they're like trying to avoid it. It's because like they just don't feel like right now they have the capacity, or like when things get really hot and heavy. But it makes sense now that they're used to processing their feelings on their own. But like I said too, you know, in a relationship, you can't do that all the time. Sure, your partner can give you space if you feel like you need space. That's fine and that's normal too, but you can't, every time you feel a certain type of way, you can't just go run and process it by yourself. And that's something that I feel like I had to learn too. Like I definitely can see that, like, it's something that I had to learn too, because I'm like, well, this is safe, this is comfortable, you know, no one's gonna hurt me in here. But like, to my partner, that felt very cold. That felt very, like, basically it was like, when something happened, I'd be like, I feel like I need space right now. And me needing space was really triggering them. But then we got to a place where we both kind of understood, because it was communicated. And so then it got to, like, if something happened, it got to them being like, well, do you need space right now? Like, it's okay if you do, because we communicated it. But without knowing that, the space felt almost like a slap in the face, or like cold to them, you know what I'm saying? And so I kind of can see both sides, and I can see how it can affect you or the other person if this person, you know, kind of just runs off when things get hot and heavy, or like, you get what I'm saying, But yeah, I feel like these are all pretty, oh, except for the I want to get to know you more. There's something here about, again, going deeper within this person's self, going deeper. And when they go deeper within themselves, or they communicate these things, then it's deeper with you too. Like, getting to know themselves more will help getting to know you more too, because you go deeper. And if you're scared of that, or if you're not willing to do that, then you only go so far, you know. All right. What are some significant zodiac signs here for my pile threes? We have Aries, Sagittarius. Ooh, extra Aries today. Scorpio again. More Sagittarius. And Pisces. Now, if you feel like you didn't see their zodiac sign, or it wasn't called, but this reading really resonated, don't worry too much about it. It's just meant to be extra confirmation and a little, like, just like a little something for some people. But sometimes it's good to use our discernment and trust ourselves too on what we feel like is for us, and not whether the universe is showing us 100% that it is or not. Okay. And the initials. That's only a little bit. We have a W. We have an H. Oh, we have two W's. We have two N's. Maybe the person has two N's in their name, or the N's are significant. We have an X. Two X's. We have a lot of doubles. What's happening? We have an X. An R. A Y. A V. Oh, NYX, maybe like New York City could be significant. We have an I, a T, and a C. Vic. We could spell the name Vic. Or the nickname, I guess. I like doing a little more for you. Because why not? Oh, now we got some vowels. We also have doubles here too. What is happening? We have an E, two Q's. That is so funny. I like how the doubles are usually like the white and black too, which makes me think of like the yin and yang. Also that balance, that duality, the light and the shadow. We have an A, a U, a T, and a Z. Okay, now I just realized that's a lot of initials. I may have done too much, but who cares? Because we got every like dual or like double possible. Okay, so that is that portion of the reading. We are going to quickly just get a message for you in regards to the situation, in regards to you, Spirit. What does pile 3 need to hear most right now? we have your dreams are closer than you think. This is like the Ace of Cups as well here too. Also the number 44. What is the message here? Body as a house. Ooh, no bull. We also have party leader coming out here too. And then bottom of the deck, we have healing through rest. So we have the number 6, 44, 71, 60, and 64, if any of those numbers are significant here. Party leader is just a reminder that your voice matters, and no matter if there's anyone else or everyone, whatever anyone else is doing, your place in this world matters. And I do feel like you do have influence over other people with this party leader. And I do feel like sometimes we take that for granted, or sometimes we doubt our own abilities when it comes to how we can influence, whether it's even just your life in general. But if you feel like there's a lot of other noise going on, or like you're misheard or misunderstood, Spirit is saying it's still important for you to say what you have to say, or it's still important for you to speak your truth, because the right people will listen. The right people will be there for you. There's a group for everybody, so to speak. There's a place for everybody. Even if we spend a lot of our lives alone, or we're going through a hermit phase or anything like that, right? It doesn't matter. Like, your voice and your truth will call in whoever it is that needs to hear it. Now, if it's about this person here too, or maybe it's almost like feeling like this is an interesting message, which I wasn't expecting this to come through. And this could be something within like your shadow or your psyche. And maybe it's something that we don't even tell ourselves, but it's something that's there. Kind of feels like there's a deep energy with this party leader of like everyone else gets what they want, or everyone else gets this, or it feels like kind of looking out and seeing like everyone else, whether it's like gets the success, gets the relationship, or things like that. But when it comes to you, sometimes you can't help but feel a little out of place. And I want you to know that that's also a very normal feeling to have. These are normal things to think about, you know, specifically depending on like all the things you've been through in your life and stuff like that. I feel too like I almost feel like a nurturing energy around, like a mothering energy in regards to this, of telling you and reminding you that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you and wrong with the things that you bring to the table and what you have to offer. And I feel like there's emphasis on the fact that your mind is very important here, and the way that you think and your ideas and just the things related to that you bring to the table. I genuinely feel like maybe in your life you've been through or been put with people that didn't see that or didn't appreciate that, and this nurturing energy that's surrounding you wants you to unlearn that, wants to remind you that that's not the truth. And I feel very strongly like this is a healing energy that will bring a lot more harmony into your romantic relationships too. Whether it's you standing up for yourself, whether it's you not feeling shame for speaking your truth no matter what reaction you get. And when we say speaking your truth, I'm saying what's on your heart, right? And not like just being mean or anything like that, but you know the difference. And finding a person, or that person, whether it's this person or someone in the future or whatever, right? Because it could be different for everybody, but finding that person that understands. And I think that's something that's very important for you. I think that's something that's very important for this journey, and I think that that's going to be such a beautiful healing experience for you. And you know, it's so funny, as I look down and your dreams are closer than you think. So that could be something that's coming a lot closer than you think. But the no bull says we have to be honest with ourselves right now. The no bull says, what is it that we're wanting? What is it that we're needing? And what is it that we're putting up with? Or what is it that we're doing? Like, this could be like your own habits, your own thoughts, things like that. Like, what role do you play in this too? Like, some of those things that are kind of hard for us to accept or hard for us to look at, the no bull card comes out when it's time to be 100% honest with us. And then the body as a house, I do feel like, because this image, there's this coming through the mind, things like that, and being aware of how our mental state and how our emotional state and even our physical state, like the physical things that we do, how it has an impact on our body, and how energetic, like healing, energetic cleansing can do wonders too, or even if it's just meditation, and it can do wonders to relieve. Like, a lot of this could be like nervous system energy. I'm hearing like cortisol, like high cortisol, things like that. These can be helped through practices too. But if you have a real medical condition, go to the doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm giving, just like a little helpful advice. I want to read some of these too. Which one do we want to read first? My attention's going to body as a house. Oh, but I'm passing the no bull card too. So we're going to read it. This card wants to confront you with those little white lies you might feed yourself or accept from other people. It's time to get rid of that bull. This card is as stubborn as it gets. If you don't look at these little falsehoods right now and try to move around this card, it's not moving. Yeah, and some of those falsehood things can be things, yes, that we're telling ourselves to ease some things, but also it could be the things that we've been told or that we've accepted in the truth with ourselves. Kind of like that first message too, of like, well, this is how it's always been, and so this is how I feel about myself, and that sort of thing too. But you can decide what's the truth about you, not anyone else. Okay, this card represents an eerie connection between body and spirit. It's almost as if you can see your spirit through your veins move out into the cosmos. This card functions as the companion to the card number 56, body. Despite this world lacking in space for healthy perceptions of our body, you have been able to tune it out for now. You are in a place where the health of your spirit and the health of your body are running parallel. This is a balance. This is all of it, and this is wholeness. And I feel like one of the things about the lies too, specifically since we're talking about the body, is the extremely toxic and the extremely unrealistic body standards for people. Women get it specifically hard, but men get it too. And I feel like it's an industry built on profiting from people's insecurities. You don't like this about yourself, or we're gonna show you that this is bad about you, and we're gonna sell you the fix, right? And it goes that deep too. Like, we're physical beings with eyes that see other physical people, and unfortunately a lot of people judge solely off of appearance for a long time. And so those things run really deep. So just be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that, whatever form or shape that you are in, you are able to love yourself regardless of what other people say. And as long as you're putting your health first and you're caring about yourself in that way, that's all that matters, because a healthy body and a strong body is way more powerful and will do you way more justice in this life than a quote-unquote aesthetic good-looking body. You can be a certain weight, but you'll feel sickly and you'll feel just run low and not good and all this, whereas you can be at a healthy weight and fully enjoy the experiences of life better because you have more energy and you're feeling, you know what I'm saying? And so just take care of yourself. All right, last one. Your dreams are closer than you think. Your dreams are closer than you think. Dream big, my baby. Set your sights on the sky. The impossible becomes possible every single day. Your hard work may feel like it's filling up a bottomless cup, but it's not. Your dreams are closer than you think. So dream your sweet dreams. You'll be there before you know it. And this can also just be about like what you envision your future, like your relationships, what you want and things like that. I do think that Spirit is saying, yeah, it's okay to dream big. It's okay to have, you know, big wants and big desires. It's not always going to be a disappointment, okay? But I'm getting emphasis on the fact that they are closer than you think. So regardless of what they are or what it is, maybe ask yourself what it is too, and maybe put in a word to Spirit. Say, hey, this is what I want, or if it's this, or if it's this, you know what I'm saying? And then just kind of see what happens. There's no harm in asking, right? Okay, my lovely pile 3, I am gonna leave this reading here. Ooh, I have to check. We are still recording. I always around this time, I'm like, when I kind of snap out of it, I'm like, are we still recording? Because it's happened to me many times where I've been sitting here for an hour yapping and I realized it cut me off like 30 minutes ago. Either way, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for all the support I get for the channels. Thank you to those who like the videos. That's such a simple way to show support or hype the videos. Thank you to those who comment and share your love, share your experiences, your stories, your wisdom, your knowledge, whatever it is. Thank you so much. And thank you to those who are subscribed. You guys are my Vibrant Soul Tribe, and I'm so honored and so grateful that you guys decided that you want to see more of me, that you liked my video and you were like, hey, let me subscribe to this creator. It feels surreal. It honestly does. So I just appreciate you guys so, so, so much. And I love you guys. And hopefully I'll see you in another reading, whatever that may be. Whether I pop up on your timeline randomly, or you go to another pie hole, or you go to another reading. But either way, I just hope to see you there. Bye. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Labradorite Heart with Wings or the Low Scare Tarot, you are at the right place. So today we are asking about the person on your mind and how do they truly feel about you at the time that you're coming across this reading. I hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed. We're going to just hop straight to it. Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my pile 4's collective energy and the collective messages here for my pile 4 in regards to the person on their mind's feelings for them. May this reading offer them answers or clarity that they're looking for, insights into this, or anything that they just need to know, see, and hear right now about this person on their mind and about this person's feelings for them. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So how do they feel about you? Spirit, how does this person feel about pile 4? First card coming out is we have the Knight of Swords. Next card we have is the 8 of Pentacles. We also have the 7 of Pentacles. And we have Judgment. Clarifying the Knight of Swords here. There's the Knight of Swords here. Spirit. We have the Sun. It's funny because I heard, when I asked why is the Knight of Swords here, I heard redirecting the energy. Clarify the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse along with the Chariot. Okay. Let me spread these out a little bit. So we also have Leo and Cancer zodiac signs coming through. That could be significant, although it doesn't have to be. Clarify the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Two of Pentacles and we have the King of Cups. Clarifying the Judgment card. Why is the Judgment card here, Spirit? Oh, Death. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. Other zodiac signs that are present are Sagittarius, Scorpio, and yeah, because Judgment is Pluto. Interesting that we have the Death card, which represents Scorpio here, with the Judgment card, which represents Pluto. So that's heavy, heavy Pluto energy coming here for this person, which that can represent deep, deep, deep transformations within. So let's talk about it. We have the Knight of Swords and the Sun. I feel like when it comes to this person and how they're feeling right now, they feel like there's something that they could say, do, put into action that would flip any sort of like negative energy here into a positive, if that makes sense. I feel like this person wants to bring in positivity here. They want to bring in a sort of light with this Sun. And also, there could have been a shift in wanting to just be like more positive in how they are viewing you and viewing this situation. With the Knight of Swords, this person could have things that they would like to say, or like we said, like ideas or things like that that they would like to put into motion here, ultimately for their happiness and your happiness. I like how there's two people here in the Sun, so I do believe it's for both of your guys' happiness as well. There's also something about clarity coming with the Sun, like the Knight of Swords with the Sun is like, okay, I want to say the truth. I want to spill it. I want you to know how I feel so I can get that off my chest type of thing, right? But I do want to say that there is an energy, there is something in this person's energy where they're coming through as very busy at this time. And I feel like with the Chariot, the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles, although they may have a lot on their plate right now, the Chariot is willpower and determination to push through any issues. And also in a feelings reading, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which can be like putting in work towards something. So putting in long-term effort into something and to try your best to create something worthwhile here, right? And so the Five of Cups coming in reverse can definitely be like this person definitely has their own mindsets that they're dealing with, their own doubts, even like feelings of like hard kind of feelings coming to the surface. Five of Cups is usually about like loss and things like that, but it can also represent us being kind of negative, always looking at the glass half empty instead of half full, or instead of looking at the glass as potential, right? And I am picking up on that there kind of has been a little shift in that perspective of like, I no longer want to be that way. I don't want to have to go through that all the time, and like I want to be able to see this through, whether this situation, whether it's going to cause me like some sort of loss or some sort of heartache. I'm not quite 100% sure of that. And I feel like they're like, well, if I decide to put an effort into this, and it's like an equal effort, then, you know, maybe we can change the course. Maybe we can make this happen. And I feel like that's very big Chariot energy too. Like regardless of what's going on and how you're feeling, it's you keep on pushing. Now, depending on you and this person's circumstances, this could be what they're doing right now in their everyday life. Like, though they're feeling these things, like if there's something that had happened between you and them that is causing them to feel things that are quite uncomfortable, feel some sort of sorrow, some sort of loss and things like that, they are trying their best right now to push through. The Chariot card can represent, though, that that's not easy, that it does take, like we talked about, a lot of willpower and a lot of determination and a lot of energy, right, to push through, because the Chariot card is right before strength. So after that, it creates a strength that you didn't know you had, because you're like, dang, I just had to push through this thing, and now I feel like now I feel like I guess I can do that, but it was really, really freaking hard, so to speak here too. So the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is about us making a decision here on if we're going to nurture or finish what we've already started. And I feel like with the King of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, this person has realized that maybe they weren't being the most mature in this situation, and maybe they don't have their priorities 100% straight or 100% figured out. And there could have been like contemplating, as you can see, they're standing here with the things that are starting to bloom, the things that they've grown, and they're contemplating. They're like, well, what's gonna go from here? What can I do from here? Is this something that I want to continue pursuing? Is this gonna be worth it in the end? Sometimes the Seven of Pentacles can come out when we have our own doubts, right? We're like, well, I don't know, because of everything that's either happened or the way that I'm feeling, I don't know if it's gonna be what I think it's gonna be, right? But the King of Cups is bringing a sense of emotional maturity that maybe they're kind of almost like reflecting on, is what I'm picking up on. It's like they're almost like reflecting on, well, like maybe I haven't made the best choices. Maybe I have to change my choices instead of trying to change the other person. I have to change my choices, and in order to change an outcome. And so we have Judgment and we have Death. There's been a big wake-up call for change as well too. Both of the Two of Pentacles and the Death card are both cards that can represent change. And I feel like there's been with the Judgment card. The Judgment card can also come at a time when we're reflecting on or being faced with our actions, our past actions, everything that led us up to this point. It can also be a card of renewal, in that sense of, okay, I don't like where this has gotten me, I don't like where this has taken me, and now you're faced with either the ability to change, to reroute, or to stay the same and keep getting the same result. That's like a lot of like what Judgment can be. It can also be an awakening too, right? Awakening of some sort. It doesn't have to be a spiritual awakening, but it can be like, oh my gosh, I'm realizing now so much. I'm starting to see things so differently. And I do feel like a lot of this energy that we've already talked about has been like a theme of rerouting or changing. Now, Temperance can be, it is going to take time. Maybe this person, it feels like right now they're in a little bit more of a calmer space, or there's healing happening that is quite subtle, but also, as I say subtle, I'm like, there's so much Pluto energy that Pluto energy is not subtle either. I just heard what happened. That's crazy. I just heard like what happened. What do we have under Temperance? We have the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Spirit is saying the Death card can show us all of the things that need to fall off and die in order for us to resprout. And Pluto energy is big rebirth energy here too. So I feel like it's interesting because I just got done with pile 3, and that was one of the messages in there too, was like this situation has caused like a change in this person, maybe like a change in how they see things or how they want to go about things. The Knight of Swords can also be a change in the way that they think, the change in the things that they say. And with the Chariot here, with the Five of Cups, I feel like there is a little bit of a mind shift, a mindset shift, I should say. Very interesting. I feel like I just asked Spirit, what else is in my head? Sorry, I should have said it out loud. What else is this Judgment card here? And now I'm hearing an act of courage. An opportunity to set things straight. And a renewal. And I feel like, and I just heard in wisdom. Sorry, they just keep coming. In wisdom. And I heard death. The death represents going through it. Going through that process. We're going to grab some more oracles now. Spirit, how is this person feeling? What is the truth of their feelings for my pile fours here? Tell us a little bit more. Space. Oh, yeah, like underneath that we have reflection. I do think that it feels like the universe has kind of put them in this space, so to speak, right now, where they are reflecting. And the Judgment card can definitely be the result of this reflecting energy here. Space is also about potential too. Time to think, time to feel. Tell me more, Spirit. How is this person feeling? What is the truth of their feelings? We have love. Wow. And the Temperance card can honestly come out too when we need some time, some space to kind of come back into that emotional balance and be able to decipher. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when there's a lot going on, you don't have time to think, you don't have time, and you kind of need a little bit of peace, a little bit of space, of calmness. That can be when the Temperance comes in too. And the Temperance offers a grounded perspective in our emotions. That's why it's always 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. I saw growth. How is this person feeling? We have protection and we have disruption. Bottom of the deck, we have anger. I do feel like with the space and love, protection, and disruption, I feel like there's kind of like an order to this. Like it kind of feels like this person, whether or not something had happened between you and them, or whether they were triggered or something kind of came to the surface. And the space could also represent them kind of running from it a little bit, of like, oh, I need space, or it's just, they need to be in an energy where nothing is happening. You get what I hope that makes sense. And then the feelings start to flood in with the love, the feelings of like, of the appreciation of how they're truly feeling, you know, their heart's opening. You can see the heart radiating as well. But the protection is like deciphering whether it's expressing that fully or wondering. I just heard protection of the ego here too. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense here too. And so their protection is maybe their vices and their defense mechanisms trying to keep them safe as well. I just heard vulnerability too, so that can also play a factor. I want to open up fully, but I also want to be able to protect myself too, in case anything doesn't go the way that I want it to go. And disruption can sometimes be a tower moment where it feels like it's not working, and this person's favor, something had happened to where it's at a halt. And I'm hearing that their own protection devices could be the disruption here at the same time. Oh, I was getting a pulsing in my solar plexus chakra too. And that's a lot of our energy. That's a lot of our life force energy, our personal power, our strength, and it can hold like our fears and things like that. Now the anger can come, I feel like, directed at themselves, and maybe at the circumstances here. Like, why does this have to happen? Like, almost like a frustration type of anger too. And the anger could be something that they're trying to work through and work on, that they're trying to control within themselves and not be so reactive to situations that they truly care about, because that can be self-sabotaging. Not trying to be so spiteful. Those things can be protective. Anger can be a protection mechanism too. And usually anger is covering up for other feelings underneath, and anger is just usually the reaction. Spirit, what is this disruption here? Tell us more about this disruption. Oh, well, we have the Magician and we have the King of Wands. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense too. Now, this person's protection mechanisms are the disruption. And we have the Three of Wands, yeah. The Knight of Wands, the Resilience, and the Lovers. They, at this time, it feels like they are standing in their own way. And I'm not even 100% if they realize that. Spirit said they do. Okay. For the most part, there's something there. Yeah, it feels like the space is like, okay, now that I've had this space, or now that I'm in this space, I've realized my feelings, but me wanting to protect myself is causing the disruption, it's causing the resistance, and it's making it worse. And there's a little blame here. What's under here? We have rest. There's a little blame here with this anger that I'm picking up on here too. Because the King of Wands with the Magician is taking control. It's acting on what you want. It's making it happen, you know? Spirit, tell us more about how this person is feeling towards pile 4. Ooh, power with the number 8. This is the Strength card. I feel like lion energy has been really big in the collective lately too. We have heartache and loss. How is this person feeling? Oh, we have the Death card again with the and it's transformation in this one, in this deck specifically. And then we have passion ignited. You know what's interesting too? Bottom of the deck we have the waiting game number 2. You know what's interesting too is the 5 of Cups in reverse and the Chariot coming together right on top of this heartache and loss and power makes me feel like the way that they're feeling right now, and they don't want to keep feeling it, is a sense of motivation for them. The motivation to change, the motivation to do differently, the motivation to make something happen, but they have to overcome this wall of theirs of protection that is going to allow them to be vulnerable, allow them to be open, and allow them to act on how they feel. For some of you, there's a specific message of accountability coming through as well. So when you face this, not you, this person, when you face this, you'll have to own up to your actions. You'll have to own up and be accountable to all the things that had caused this every step of the way, right? And I feel like with this anger, this person is kicking themselves a bit right now, just because they're frustrated because of maybe the circumstances or maybe things that they've done. And with this transformation, we have the passion ignited, which is the Ace of Wands, but I love how it's the heart on fire, and it's the green energy from the heart chakra radiating out, that Vesta, that fire. So the point of this transformation is to get this person in their aligned energy with their heart, and to show up rightly for them, to show up rightly for this connection, to cut away any BS, and to realize their own personal power, and to realize how their actions can cause, or reactions can cause, the next path, right? And so that they have the ability to change, and they have the ability to manipulate it in a way that is positive for not only them but you. And I do feel like this is going to require a lot from this person. It's going to require a different, maybe even a different version. We had that rebirth. Maybe there's literal parts of this person that are dying or have to die in order for this. But that's the seasons of life. That's what we all go through anyways, in subtle ways and in intense ways, you know? And I think with the waiting game at the bottom of the deck, yeah, then we have the seeds planted here, and then the growth of the tree and bearing the fruit. Prosperity begins with the Ace of Pentacles. I do feel like this is kind of spirit to say that there's a lot happening beneath the surface with this person. So like, whether you're in a relationship right now with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's growth happening, just waiting. This person is going to be changing a lot and things taking place. And if you're not, depending on your current circumstances, there's something here about a new opportunity and the changes within this person taking root as well. And the reason why I say both of them is because I can feel that both of these would be necessary. Oh my gosh, right when I cut the deck, we have the heart chakra. Heart chakra awakening and patience. Yeah, there's like deep transformation, deep changes happening within this person. But Spirit says it doesn't happen all at once. And things do take time. Just like we were talking about seasons. So like planting. It's even funny that you have the heart with wings, letting their heart fly. Lots of, what would you call it? Synchronicities. It left me for that at that moment. Alright, let's take a deeper look about how they feel. Spirit, bottom of the deck, I felt called to it, and it says, please talk to me. Spirit, what is the truth of this person's feelings right now for my pile fours? My attention went to the protection of the locks, and I did hear guarded, so. Let's take a look. See, I don't know if we can fix this. That was that kind of what I was picking up on a bit of that Seven of Pentacles, of like, I want to continue on to this, but I'm also having doubts. Like, I'm wondering if we can push through this. It's not like a disbelief fully. I think that they, I think it's more of like a question too. But they do seem a little bit unsure right now. There is a bit of uncertainty coming from this energy here. And that can also be affecting how this person is moving right now in this situation. We have, I lose sleep over this connection. How does this person feel? This one almost fell out. I need some time to cool off. That could be that space. Spirit's saying that the space could be quite important for this person, actually. I just heard it's needed. I'm lying when I say I don't miss you or want you. Don't give up on me. You are so beautiful. Bottom of the deck, we have I'm holding back. And then underneath that, peeking through, you live in my head rent-free. Sheesh. Okay. Spirit, give us a little more insights. Sorry, I just had like a whole stack fall out. I kind of want to pick them though. I feel like for some reason it's important for me to pick these. Not like look at them, but like, I don't know, there's something like purposeful in intention is what I'm feeling like with that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean like pick them just like this. I've been asking around about you. And that could also be important too. We have I'm obsessed with my career. That was coming through as well. So that is confirmation too that this person's career and their work can serve as a little bit of a distraction. But the whole thing about, I feel like I felt very strongly of like, and I did it with these ones too. I didn't let them fall out of, and this is this is the channeled messages. So it's supposed to relate to how they feel, right? Like thoughts and feelings. And I feel like there is a point to not letting the universe pick by like letting whichever ones fall. There is a purpose to intentively doing it. And that could be from this person intentively saying the thing, intentively or purposely, and taking that action, that King of Wands energy, taking control and being like, this is how I feel. Showing up in that way, right? You can see right through me and I hate it. Oh my gosh, I do think you shine a light on this person's things about this person that they either cringe at or are maybe uncomfortable for this person to look at, like to face. Very much like mirror, holding a mirror. Uh-oh. I had a whole nother stack fall out too. Okay, Spirit, one more from this deck. How does this person feel about my pile force? How am I supposed to be okay when you've overtaken every thought? Bottom of the deck, we have I get lost in you. And underneath here, it says, I love how the sun glimmers on your skin. We did have the sun card too. And so I do think that there is something about your happiness, seeing you happy, feeling that warmth from you and from this connection. There is something important about this person though, taking their own, like we were talking about, intentional action. I'm not saying you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. It's your choice. It's always your choice. But I am feeling like this person is like in a process of needing to act. And the lion energy can be about action too. All right, let's get some more significant zodiac signs. I don't know if I said any. Did I say some? Yeah, I did. Thank you. Spirit's literally like, yes, you did. Let's see what else we got coming through. Libra. So we have the zodiac sign of Libra. We have Aquarius. Ooh, lots of air energy coming through. And Gemini. Speaking of that, we had all 3 air signs come through. We also have Cancer. And let's get one more. And Aries. Spirit, what are some significant initials to this pile here? Scoop them up, scoop them up. Kind of digging through too. Okay. So we have a T, a V, TV. We have a C, an I, a Q, an R, an H, an X. We have two M's, so M and an M. We have two I's. Two I's always makes me think of like both people thinking about each other. Like what I want, what I need, and maybe there's a little bit of a shift needed of like, oh, what do you need? What do we need? Or maybe you may feel like this person can be a bit selfish and only thinking about them and their feelings. And that's something that is common in a lot of relationships too. Even the good ones. Sometimes it's so hard to see through how we feel, right? Okay, we have an A, an N, a B, and a J. BJ, AJ, I don't know why I heard Terrence. It's so random. I'm hearing Axel too. Interesting. Okay, let me know if you guys see any initials or acronyms or any words maybe too that you feel could be significant to the pile. You can always say, hey pile 4, like in a comment. You can always say like, hey pile 4, like these are some words that I found. I don't know if they'll have any meaning to you. You never know. You never know. You can do that if you want. If you don't want to, it's fine. But we are going to move on now to your message. So, Spirit, what is the message here for my pile 4s? What do they need to know? Give us a little advice here, Spirit, for the situation at hand. Broken and cracked, ungrateful daughter and earthly mother. I just heard coming back to the earth, which is like coming back to the heart. And also I'm feeling with this ungrateful daughter and earthly mother, Spirit understands that you feel how you feel, and that's perfectly okay. Spirit is unconditional love. So you can be really upset with your current circumstances. You could hate your life. You could literally curse the universe. And you can say, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, you can literally, and this is an exaggeration, but you can abandon all your spiritual beliefs and you can go atheist if you want, or you can disown anything, do anything out of your own feelings and your own anger, and Spirit will still love you. And I think that sometimes is important to remember, because sometimes we feel like our choices or what we're going through, we can't react the way that we want to, at least like in the terms of processing your emotions and stuff. And Spirit's like coming through with a message to say you can, and we'll love you anyways. Even if you don't believe in us, we still love you, because your belief doesn't dictate whether the truth or not. You know, your belief in them, yeah, it dictates your life and your outlook and things like that, so it dictates your reality. But you know, it's the same thing of like, if you don't believe in spirit guides, well, your spirit guides are still going to be around you. Like, it doesn't change anything. And I feel like how you feel about this situation and it really being honest with yourself, it's not going to change anything too, and it shouldn't change about how you feel about yourself too. I think that there's something about validating your feelings here and validating it from yourself. The other message with the broken and hatched, I mean, this card comes out when we're kind of going through it a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. It can be when we're feeling things very intensely, or we feel just like when we're going through a hard time, whether it's a loss or we feel helpless or we feel powerless, whatever the situation is. This card always reminds me of that Rumi quote of like, when you're cracked open, this isn't the quote, don't quote me exactly, but it's the gist, okay? You know, when you're cracked open and broken open, that's where the light can come in. And there's profound healing in this. And even if you're angry at the process or you don't understand the process fully, that's okay. It's still going to do its magic. It's still going to work its way through you in the way that it's meant to. And another message with this, as I'm looking at it too, don't be afraid to ask Spirit for anything that you feel like you need, because Spirit is here to help. And if you remove the ego from that, and if you remove maybe some shame around that too, it can open you up to different possibilities of like, well, I can have this. And if I want this, I should have this, you know? In that sense of like, Spirit doesn't care if you're a little ungrateful sometimes. Spirit wants gratitude because it opens you up, because it helps you feel better. And you'll always come back to source, is what I'm hearing. Whether it's in this life or when it's over, you always come back to source. So everything is temporary, and I don't know. I think there's a little comfort in that as well too. Even what you're going through right now is temporary, and you'll come back to yourself and come back to the truth. One more card, Spirit. One more message here. And then I want to read them. Yeah. They're really short. I like this guidebook because it's really short. Ooh, Rainbow Bridge. You're crossing over. This feels like a transitional period as well, too. And this feels like Spirit saying, okay, with the rainbow underneath, that it's okay to take those next steps. It's okay to, even if you're kind of fearful right now about what's going to happen or what it's going to be, it's okay to keep going. The rainbow underneath is, I feel like, almost like a form of protection here as well. And you have the full capacity. As you can see, the gap isn't that big. Our minds can make things a lot worse than what they actually are. And you have the full capacity to reach the next steps. And you are going to, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have the lonely journey of the priestess. I feel like this is about honoring yourself and your journey as well. Comparing everything is sometimes useless, although it can help in ways, you know, but I feel like this is yours and yours alone. And even though you're never really alone, right? I have the scry mirror underneath. But sometimes the journey can feel confusing. Sometimes it can feel unsure. Sometimes we can feel lonely. We can feel like we can feel like ours is so sometimes unique to ourselves that there's no one that can relate. But usually there is somebody that can relate. But we can be questioning things too. Why? Why is it this way? And I feel like that's because yours is sacred to you and yours is your own. Where's the book? Okay. I feel called to read The Lonely Journey of the High Priestess actually first. The lonely journey of the priestess. To commit to yourself, to commit to furthering, unfurling mysteries, to search for the strongest self you have, can be a lonely journey. A strong, independent, and knowledgeable person can intimidate others who are not ready to be there yet. Your road to truth is what will make you successful and happy, and the people who can't travel beside you probably go their own way. Your success will serve you in a way that feels very different than the feelings of partnerships, but it is equally, if not as more rewarding. And along your very long and potentially lonely path, if you meet someone on top, that's great. But for now, keep your focus on getting to that mountain peak. The valleys below will thank you. I do like that message. I think that's beautiful. And sometimes it's all about now, like I keep hearing that yours is sacred. Yours is beautiful. Yours is sacred. It's yours. And there's things to come. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay to embrace the unknown. And it's okay to fall back into yourself and to be fully invested in you, because there's such importance to that too. Before we get in relationships or after we're in relationships, there's such an importance to that too. And it's kind of reminds me of like that, what happens a lot of like when somebody goes through a breakup and then all of a sudden they're just like say like maybe like months in, they're looking so good, they're like in the best shape of their life, their career is going well, and it's just because they have nothing but time to focus on themselves. And that in turn gets you to a place where, okay, now you're in this energy of like where you want to be, where you should be. And then like it said at the top, hey, someone will probably be there too, but they'll meet you where you're at, you know? And sometimes we lose ourselves in relationships, or we forget those parts of ourselves because we're so focused on other things. And so it's important to utilize that energy too at the same time of like, okay, this can be used for you. And it's something that'll gradually start happening naturally. And especially if you're going through it and you don't freaking feel like it right now. Obviously, I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about like the bigger picture of things, right? Okay, I want to read Broken and Hatched. The ability to see new perspectives sometimes comes with a rude awakening. That which breaks you also sets you free. Leave your comfort zone and your shell behind and honor that which was destroyed and torn down in your life, because although difficult, it has aided you in hatching. Okay. Humble mother always gives love to her daughter. She knows where she was birthed, even when her daughter has become spoiled by the ways of the material world and has inflated herself. Her ego makes her appear much larger, but the mother, grounded in the earth, will always see past her temporary whims and give her love and kiss her hands, sending wishes that she may soon find wisdom and connection to the earth. I love that, because it's like seeing through all of that anyways, right? And still like loving you. And that is very like spirit coded too, of like, yeah, you've been in this energy and you feel this way, but I see right through it. I know who you truly are, and I love you, and I send you love. And that makes me feel like emotional, because I feel like that's something that we all just crave. We all just crave in this life too, right? Is to be able to still be accepted for maybe whether it's we feel like they're mistakes or like the worst parts of us that we feel are the things that we don't like about ourselves and stuff, and still being loved anyways. And if you can't find that right now in someone else, then you can find it in yourself. Taking a step into the unknown can feel like falling. If you move forward what you believe to be right, solutions will appear where you wouldn't expect them. What appears out of nowhere to catch your eager feet can be even more wonderful and magical than you could have imagined. You are so brave for making moves that seem dangerous and unpredictable. I believe in you. These messages are literally like warming my heart. Like, they are making me so freaking emotional. What is going on? I feel like you're facing your fears too, and I feel like you're doing the right thing. And another Rumi quote is coming through for some reason too, which I feel like this quote specifically has come through a lot, but it's very relevant in a lot of readings. Is like, sometimes even if we feel like we don't know the way, you just go the way that you feel like going, and the path will appear. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't have to have all the answers, but if you go away, you will be supported in that. And sometimes doing the hard thing is the best thing for us, and sometimes getting uncomfortable is the best thing for us. And speaking of like the mother energy, like kind of like a spirit energy, sometimes we wonder why we go through really tough situations. But when you look at like a mother and a child, where the mother coddles the child, protects it from everything, it doesn't have to go through any hardships, it doesn't have to go through any scenarios where it's uncomfortable, like maybe the mother has money or whatever, they save the day. It creates a very sheltered, sometimes spoiled child, right? That when later on, you know, when they separate, eventually, like the child wants to move out, or the mother, God forbid, dies or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean to get morbid, but the child now has to fend for itself with no real tools on how to survive, because it's had mommy there to protect them and shield them. Even like with babies and toddlers and stuff, like it's important for them to go through uncomfortable things, uncomfortable emotions, so that they can build the strength, they can build the self-esteem, they can build the emotional regulation skills, you know, like they just you have to be able to do it and do it yourself, and you're somebody who does it and you do it well, okay? But there is lessons here specifically in this, which could be towards your life path, towards your future, and things like that, right? Like sometimes we go through a lesson of, well, we feel like we need more from a situation, and then so the hardest part is maybe putting your foot down, and if you're not getting that reciprocated, then you have to probably do the really tough thing, which would be to move on, right? This is an example. And then you realize when you move on, oh, hey, eventually down the line, there's another situation, and you do the same thing because you've built the strength now to do it, and you've realized it's not going to be the end of the world. When you do the same thing, oh wait, this person matches you, and you're like, what the heck? Oh. And so now you learned the strength to communicate your needs, or now you learn the strength to say how you feel and your wants and your desires, and now you found somebody that will match you, you know, at least for the most part. No one's perfect, nothing's going to be perfect, but you get what I'm saying, right? Whereas staying in the comfort zone would have been staying in a situation where your needs weren't met and you weren't being heard, and it would have just had tons of negative effects and stuff like that on you, probably even on your health eventually. Sometimes when we stay in situations that aren't for us, our health can be a detriment too, if we're constantly stressed out, if we're constantly in survival mode, and things like that. And that's one little tiny thing, and that's some of the time too. Some people have just health issues that are unrelated, so don't like be like, oh, I got my health issue from my freaking boyfriend right now. If that's not the case, of course, but you get what I'm saying. You guys understand. So I just feel like there's so much more to come. Right now, you're being guided to face the uncertainty. You're being guided to face any sort of fears right now. Stand tall, stand strong in yourself. Love yourself a little more right now. Treat yourself if you feel like it. Do whatever you got to do, but it's all going to be okay in the end. Okay. I love you. I am going to leave this reading here. I feel like where are we at? I feel like your advice part was longer than like anyone else's, but I could be mistaken because I'd just be yapping. Thank you guys for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for listening to me read for you. Thank you to those who like the videos, who comment, who share, who subscribe, all of that sort of stuff. I appreciate you guys so much. I said subscribers, right? Especially you guys. I appreciate my Vibrant Soul Tribe, my subscribers. I couldn't do it without you. And I do like, though, when you guys like the videos and just show support in little ways like that. It really helps out the channel. So thank you guys for doing that too. Well, I think this is it, and hopefully I will see you guys in another reading, whether you pick another pile, you pick another reading of mine, or maybe one day I just pop up on your timeline when you need it the most. But either way, I just hope to see you guys there.